What's going on? It's your dog Art Man Boxing, and we're back with another boxing conversations. I know it's been a long time, but I'm back, man. I just been doing a lot of shit, man, getting some work done, spending time with my family, just peeping the boxing news. Now I'm back to talk to the people again. Oh man. Um, we all knew it was happening. Canelo versus Triple G3. I mean, who's really surprised, yo? I'm not really surprised, but like I told people on Twitter, I said, yo, this is a little decent fight, but that whole number one pound for pound fighter in the world talk, yeah, that shit died the day that this nigga signed a contract because that shit is over. Don't ever call this man the number one fighter in the world when you got the likes of Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford out here who are skilled. They never ducked, they never ran, never will, man, fought everyone, and now on the road to fighting each other. So, like I said, dude, Canelo Alvarez, he's always been overrated. But I will be watching that fight. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody hit me up to do some illustrations for the fight. Um, but let me see what's up with my people. I know it's been a minute, so I'm not. It's been a minute, so give me just a second to get some folks back up in here. But yeah, so far, man, whew, Canelo Alvarez, dude, you letting the people down, man. You letting your fans down. I mean, the man stands, they don't really care. They're like, whatever, it is what it is with Canelo. But when it comes to, you know, just the fans of boxing, they're looking like, dude, man, you can't fool us no more, man. We're tired of trying to defend this. We're tired of trying to be the guy that says, prove to the black fans that, or the non Canelo fans, hardcore fans that, yeah, man, that this guy is the guy fighting the likes of Triple G instead of fighting motherfucking Charlo and Andre and them and Benavidez. Like, let's be real. Let's be real. He could have fought. He could have fought Benavidez. Benavidez didn't break a sweat in his last fight, dude. If he wanted to, they could have set that shit up for September. They could have been in talks for that fight right now because we all knew he would have washed Lemieux, which had happened. So let's stop playing games, dude. Let's stop playing games, man. But it is what it is. They're gonna keep on saying that this guy is some special fighting the likes of this guy. Uh, Real shit. Uh, but yeah, it's gonna be a good scrap. Pretty decent, man. Yeah, it was pretty decent. But hold on, give me 1 second, y'all. Oh shit, I don't even have. But one thing I'm waiting for sure is this Haney versus Kambosos in June, dog. Man, I know you guys is waiting for that because I'm ready for that. I'm excited. Um, I've been hearing Devin Haney's camp talking. I've been hearing George people talking. All 15 of George fans. I've been hearing them talk, man. It sounds like we got a good fight coming up, y'all. What? That's just only 2 weeks away. Only 2 weeks. He said Haney about to win. Of course he about to win that shit. and we gonna be smoking that Kambosos pack. Oh man, I can't fucking wait. Look, I can't wait, man, because I heard some shit from the OGs, and I love who Devin got in this corner right now, dude. I don't care what they talk about, dude. I love what Devin. Look, hold on. Let's play some audio of Devin Kemp arriving in Australia.
I stuck to everything that I said I would do. Here we go.
He's in the best shape of his life, and he's gonna dominate the fight, man. He's just too strong for this kid.
They talk about Devin.
And we put in the work, man. It's going down because we finna shock the world. We finna come back with 4 belts. We got 1 now, but that ain't good enough. We want 4. Okay, so how we gonna do that? We gonna simply destroy Mr. George Kambosos from round 1 to when it done. When it's gonna be done? 6 or 7.
What you say, OG? 6?
I give 6 or 7. I said the same thing. 6 or 7, and it's a wrap, George. You're going to sleep in front of all your people. They're going to watch you snore. 50,000 people going to watch you snore, George. You're going to go to sleep, and you're not even going to be sleepy. You're just going to wake up in the locker room.
Hey, he said, "Cuz going to wake up in the locker room." Oh yeah, when Haney win. Oh yeah, man, dude, you might as well buy the painting for me, dude. Cause I'm gonna put I'm putting that shit on my wall when he win. There's a couple historic fights that's going on my wall. I put that Charlo Costado on my wall. I'm still working on that shit. And then Devin Haney versus Kambosos, dude. Once Devin Haney wins that shit, man, that shit's going right. I might put that shit just right here, high key. But my dude, Stevie, says, salute to the art, man. Salute to you, man. I know it's been a minute since I've been on here, y'all. But my dude, Kyle Canelo said, Canelo GGG, get that shit out of here. Dude, bro, imagine Errol Spence versus Crawford, and it's on the same day as Triple G versus Canelo. Let's be real. Ooh, matter of fact, let me post this. Let me post this. But yeah, real shit, man. Next week, Devin Shining. When is it? Hold on. Because this week is Tank fighting. Oh, and then the week after. Oh, oh yeah, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be real good. But Devin Haney, man, a lot of people been sleeping on him. They've been saying that the guy's pillow fisted. He can't knock somebody out. They try to say he don't sell, all that bullshit. All that shit is coming to an end next week. For real, it's coming to an end next week. You know why? Because Devin's fighting the man that beat the man, right? That beat the man. Didn't y'all say Lomachenko was that guy? Don't you guys believe in triangle theories? Well, check this out. Lomachenko lost to Teofimo Lopez. George Kambosos beat Teofimo Lopez. Therefore, he kind of beat Loma too, right? If you want to ask him, if you want to be like that, huh? And at the end of the day, he's about to fight him for all the marbles. So when Devin cornered this guy, knocks him out, beat him, whatever, however he does it, you got to crown Devin Haney king. It's not our fault Lomachenko couldn't make it to the final round. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to this little tournament, this lightweight tournament, it's not our fault. But George Kambosos is the other title holder. Haney's the other title holder. So the winner of that is the best at that weight class. Until proven otherwise. And that goes for Gervonta Davis as well. And as much as I love Gervonta Davis, I'm a big fan. I've been painting that guy for a very long time. But it's like this, man. You can't call Devin Haney the email belt and all that champ and all that shit when he's about to have all four straps and you have none. None. Right, nigga, you ain't about to have Floyd behind you no more. So, man, man, I just want to see how it's gonna get done, though. He said he wants Haney next, but what if that fight don't happen next? I mean, apparently he got to fight another fight with Kambosos. But if he don't, how would that fight happen? How would it work fighting Haney on Top Rank? Does Tank plan on being a free agent, or does he want to sign specifically with Showtime and motherfucking Al Heyman? I don't know, man.
Australia. I said I would be here in Australia.
Gervonta Davis, he been talking his talk because he has his fight coming up with Rolly this weekend. Man, it's gonna be a good fight. Some people feel like Rolly can upset. Some people feel like Rolly can upset. I don't think so. Uh, I say Tank get Rolly out of there in like what? Mm, I say 4 rounds. 4 rounds. This might be a short card. Who, matter of fact, who is on this card? I'm saying short, like all these guys is knockout artists or whatever. But I'm saying that fight might be a short fight due to Tank. Man. Hold on, man. It's Gervonta fight week, y'all. I don't even think y'all ready. Y'all not really ready. Y'all not really ready, bro.
Two champions with the hearts of...
Y'all not really ready. Y'all not really ready. Look at this shit, yo. Classic moment in boxing. Bro, that man, did y'all see that shit? Look at look at this shit, man. That dude fell asleep in the air. He was asleep in the air. I mean, oh my god. Oh my god, man. Y'all not ready for that shit, dude. Y'all not ready. But my dude, he says what? Rolly, my dude, he who grew some fire said Rolly might last at least five because he's young and awkward, but once he get tired, it's over. And that's the thing, man. I don't think Rolly gonna get tired. I don't think Rolly gonna get tired. I don't know if he's still working with what's his name, Coach Larry Wade. But in that fight he had with what's his name, the dude from the DR. In that fight, man, he was throwing power punches from round 1 to round 12. So my thing is the only thing I feel like Rolly has in this fight is youth and strength, conditioning, it's power. You know what I'm saying? Because he don't got skill, but he got power. I really feel like a lot of people feel like Gervonta Davis. They're waiting to see is Gervonta Davis going to make a mistake against Rolly. So I really think it's going to be a late knockout, man. 10th round knockout. I don't know, man. I'm thinking early because Tank is skilled. Tank is a real skilled individual. And I've seen some things from Rolly that he lacks. Like just little shit like throwing lazy jabs, keeping your head down the center. I'm just like, yo, I ain't gonna lie, man. If you let Tank get in there, Tank is real surgical, dude. People feel like some people be talking that bullshit, make it seem like Tank just some power puncher. Nah, the kid know how to box, dude. Real shit. He know how to box. Yeah, let me show y'all. Motherfucker know how to box, man. And Rogan talking about hot shit like he really got something for him. But check this out. Look at that shit, man. And get out of there. Said Rolly suck, man. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it all the way a buck. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it 100. Let's go look at some Rolly film.
Attack stick. No. Do that shit they do.
What the fuck? Hold on, man. 1 second.
Attack stick. No. Do that shit they do. Yeah, come on. You see Tank jab? Woo!
This is for fair use only, y'all.
You gotta lower, you gotta lower the shot. You gotta lower it.
Today,
These niggas, hey, man. These niggas is nuts, bro. Rolly and his coach, hey, man. Dude, this coach trying to get Rolly fucking killed. The coach is trying to get Rolly killed, y'all. He really is. Because he is talking that cash shit, man. He's really talking this shit. He, hold on, man. Nah, y'all not ready. Y'all not ready for this shit.
Wow. 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 Wow.
Yeah. I think this might be knockout of the year. What was the other knockouts this year? What was the other knockouts this year? Because this just might get knockout of the year if Rolly's coming to the fight throwing punches like that. This might be it. Said, bro, I swear to God, I was just watching that fight the other day, bro, and the Red Drugs can't fight like Julia said, and he was outboxed Rolly for some parts of the fight. Exactly, dude. I watched that fight live. You talking about Sparrow, whatever his name is? Not live, like I was there. Like I was watching it while I was live, like it was airing on Showtime. Um, and I seen him, man. Rolly, he's just not that guy. And he's big as fuck. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, how is this dude even making 135? How is this dude even making 135 is what I want to know. Hold on. Let's watch. Let's study. Real shit. Let's take a look at Rolly. I want y'all to see if I'm just hating or Y'all really think this guy got something? What's going on, brother D Hive?
Yo, what's up?
We just chilling, watching some Rolly film real quick.
Oh God, I can, man. I'm gonna tell you, I'm concerned, but I hope Tank just straight up tears this dude out the frame. I cannot stand Rolly as a person. It's so irritating.
Look at this motherfucker though.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie, that motherfucker is big.
yeah, people out here saying he's not big for the weight class. He's big as fuck, bro. He's like the size of TFEMO, and TFEMO is big.
Look at this, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Right now, he looks like at least 156, 157.
Yeah, yeah, and the thing is, if he's even close to weight, that is some ridiculous genetics right there. He looks heavy as fuck. He looks like a whole.
Woo! You hear that, D Hive? Hold
Yeah, he
on.
looks like a whole ass welterweight. That's all the motherfucker can do is punch.
Hey, what if he dropped Tank? That would be nuts. Then niggas would be like, oh man, I don't know. That Devin Haney versus Tank might be a little closer than we was thinking was.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna let y'all know right now. Like I said, I'm rooting for Tank to beat the living shit out of Rolly, and I hope it happens. Currently, I have Tank by decision for multiple reasons, but I'm gonna let y'all know right now. If Tank struggles, gets dropped, goes the distance, or anything aside from smoking this dude, everybody who told me I didn't know anything about boxing when I picked Devin Haney over Tank, I'm gonna need y'all to calm down. I'm gonna need y'all to calm down a whole lot. Because the funny thing is, look, the thing about that is those same people use all the same reasons that people say Bud beats EJ. They say that Tank beats Haney for all the same reasons that people say Bud beats EJ. But then they'll go ahead and pick someone different for that fight. So it's like, okay, you got to make it make some sense.
Look at this nigga.
Yeah, and the thing is, Coach Rito, people think that when you pick somebody over Tank, you're saying Tank's not talented or powerful. Nobody's fucking saying that. All I'm saying is, based on my opinion, based on what I've seen, based on my personal analysis of both fighters, I picked the winner. It's a 50-50. Tank could easily, like I even said this, and that doesn't mean I'm not a Tank fan. I even said this. If Tank touches anybody, they will fold. It doesn't matter who they are. That includes Devin Haney. But the thing is, look at the Bivol Canelo situation. People are, oh, Bivol hasn't had a knockout in 6 fights in a row. He don't got no power. He's boring. Surprise, motherfucker. You don't have to be flashy to beat some damn body. Okay, it's about finesse. It's boxing, not knockout.
It's only boxing when it's not Wilder. When it's Wilder.
Got no skills.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a puncher. Okay.
That's,
Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, they're boring.
it's funny.
They got no power.
That shit sound good, but that's all Wilder needs. To be honest,
Hey, all I know
Especially at
is,
heavyweight.
hey, who's the person that said that pound for pound list finna start looking like a NBA All Star team? Who said that again?
that was me. I said the motherfucker gonna start looking like a starting lineup.
Like you know damn well they're not finna put that many black dudes on
And
the
that's
pound
why
for
they be
pound
mad
list.
as hell. They be mad as hell at my fucking pound for pound list because I'm like, bro, y'all saying nah, but in these next couple fights, nigga, don't be surprised when it looks like this on a lot of people's
Our
pound for
man's,
pound list.
hey, that
These
shit.
dudes be having all types of guys on a pound for pound list that I have never even heard of.
Why you think they try
Estrada,
to?
who ain't
Yeah,
fought nobody in years,
I was just
right? Like
about
a
to
year.
say. I was just about to say, why you think they're trying to hype up the sperm weight fights? Because you know, as soon as Inoue and Donaire fight, you know who they're gonna put over Spence again. You
And
know who they're gonna put.
Tyson Fury shouldn't even be. You shouldn't have a heavyweight on the pound for pound list. This shit was
Especially
made for niggas. Yeah, They just want to add somebody on there.
Tyson Fury is the single heaviest heavyweight in active right now in the
Yeah.
heavyweight picture. And if he went down to cruiserweight, he'd get his ass beat. So he's literally the opposite of a pound for pound fighter. He got dropped by a fucking cruiserweight. If he actually wasn't that big, he would have got his ass smoked.
That's a fact. What's good, everybody? What's good?
What's up, man?
What's up?
I just wanted to say real quick, man. Yeah, all these pound for pound lists, we just got to start ignoring them. You feel what I'm saying? Because a lot of these people, it's all agenda driven, bro. Or these people just don't know shit about boxing. It's one of the two, either or. It's kind of like pointless to go back and forth. Because you ask them a simple question. It's like, how is Lomachenko all-time great if he got 2 losses in 20 fights? He's otherworldly. It's like, bro, that shit don't even make sense. You feel what I'm saying? So it's kind of
And he
like,
I
got
don't.
no belts. He
I
got
don't
no
know
belts.
who's
He
worse.
hasn't advanced any of his fucking.
Yeah. I don't know who's worse.
right.
Steve Kim, Montero, or what's that one dude? The cornball black dude.
Dougie
Fucking
Fisher.
Dougie Fisher. Yeah, that cornball.
Them
Can't
dudes are
stand.
all fucking. I think they're like a burner by like the same old dusty ass dude that lives in Ohio. Because all them niggas can't be real. They can't be real. They all
Bro, I don't respect no
they
nigga
all
who
say the same shit.
I don't
Nah,
respect no
Dougie
niggas who
Fisher's
hop
real.
on Twitter that get paid to write certain agendas. I don't respect that because you have to read a script, nigga. I don't read a script.
And the thing is, like, that's how you know people don't know the history. The magazines used to tell you the purpose of the pound for pound list. The pound for pound list was supposed to be to determine at any weight class who whooping everybody ass. So that's why like people like Roy Jones, Mayweather, Marquez, Mosley, those dudes at any weight class will fuck up the whole division. That's what a pound for pound
Right.
list is supposed to be. And the thing is, the pound for pound list is supposed to measure to heavyweights because heavyweights beat everybody anyway because they're too fucking big. So there's no point
Yeah.
in putting a heavyweight on the pound for pound list because pound for pound
Exactly.
they're bigger than everybody. They'll smoke everybody. That's why when people are talking about Canelo versus Usyk, I'm like, what are you niggas smoking on, bro? Like, you trying to get this dude to get taken smooth the fuck out of here. Usyk ain't
Those are
playing.
the bro. Those are the same people. They're like, oh, Canelo daring to be great. Now that he fought Triple G, it's like, man, at least he's a name. Your favorite fighter wouldn't do it, bro. Their arguments are never consistent. Like I said, it doesn't make sense. We talk about them 3 that my man just named right here. These people, they don't know anything about boxing. Like, yo, my man said when Lomachenko beat Gary Russell, he was an elite fighter. Then I seen somebody post something. They didn't even have Gary Russell ranked in the top 10 in his division at the time that Lomachenko beat
Hey,
him. So it's like, yo, these people, they just make stuff up, bro. They
hey,
make
Not
shit
I
up.
told y'all. I told people that's why he picked Bivol. He picked Bivol because he knew it was a win-win situation. If he wins, you can call him great, all that shit. If he loses, he has an excuse to fall back on. Oh, I was going for legacy. Oh, he was too big. But if he would have lost to Benavidez or Charlo, there is no excuse to fall back on because that's your weight class.
That's
People
just
would
a.
have said it. So,
that's
He
not
that's
probably
why
would
he
have
was
got
ducking him in the
stopped.
first place.
that's not why he picked Bivol, bro. I mean, I agree
I
with what
think
you're
so,
saying.
bro.
I agree with what you're saying, but that's not why he picked Bivol.
Bro, think
Our
about it. If
man
he would have lost
posted.
to Benavidez, people would have been like, "That's why you was ducking him in the first place."
Well, no, I'm
Why
not
you
saying
think
what
he
you're saying.
picked Bibble, Dion?
I'm not saying what you're saying is completely wrong, but the reality
Uh
of
huh.
it is much simpler than that. Canelo and his
Okay.
team, Canelo and his team were incompetent, and let me tell you why. Our man
Yeah.
posted, our man posted some footage of Bivol versus Craig Richards because our man was, our man didn't really have a lot of faith in Bivol, which is valid. And I'm like, our man, this is the fight. Why they picked Bivol? Because before this fight, nobody was calling out Bivol except probably Better Be and some other random motherfuckers that needed a paycheck. But they saw that Richards fight. They saw Richards getting off, and Canelo thought it was sweet. He thought the
I
kid
thought
was
it was. I honestly feel like it's the combination of both of what y'all said. Honestly,
right, and
Yeah.
that's fair. And he thought it was sweet. He knew that if he fought him, he wouldn't get his ass whooped because Bivol doesn't try to knock out. He hits that cruise control type shit, and at the very least, he can get his decision because he assumed that Bivol wasn't going to throw enough punches. But Bivol knew what the
Yeah.
game was. He got on that ass. Unfortunately, he didn't press him. But what I want to tell people is that the Bivol situation guarantees that Canelo will never fight Benavidez. Because not only can Benavidez do exactly what Bivol did, but Benavidez is going to try to whoop your ass. Benavidez doesn't have
Absolutely.
the yeah, Benavidez
He's
doesn't have
bigger than Bivol, so
right.
that size excuse that applies to that nigga too, don't it?
Right. And the thing is, and the thing is, Benavidez is not a cruise control type dude. If he sees you on the
Hell
ropes and
no.
shit, he gonna tee up.
He
He don't
trying to
care.
finish you.
That's what he
Hey,
says.
look,
I love
I
getting
like
knocked out. I
Maul.
love stopping dudes.
I love Jamal Charlo, but that's a tough fight, bro. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't see him winning that fight. And if he
He
does, he gonna have to go to hell and back to get to win.
he can win. He just gotta believe he can win. I even put it on Twitter. I'm like, bro, being a Jamal Charlo fan right now is stressful than a motherfucker, man. He out here
Yeah,
literally
he
calling.
should take that fight, but it's gonna be tough.
I'm like, you
It's gonna
got
be tough. My fault. Go
go ahead.
ahead.
No,
Oh,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's gonna be tough, but I think that's a 50-50 fight. I don't think Benavidez is gonna walk through Jamal Charlo because
Nah, he ain't gonna walk
styles
through him.
may
Yeah, but it's
good.
gonna be a war. It's gonna be like Fundora and Lubin, kind of in a different way.
100%. But the thing is, the one thing I always say about the
I don't even
Charlos,
think it's gonna
they
look
gonna
like that if Charlo fought Benavidez. I
What you
honestly
think?
feel like hell no, because a lot of people feel like, oh, Benavidez is gonna get Charlo in the corner. He just gonna go off. He's just gonna go off. I feel like
not
once
happening, bro.
Benavidez try to walk Charlo down, he's gonna get popped with a stiff ass jab. And if he happens to get Charlo in that little flurry while he's in the ropes, I feel like Charlo's the type of dude that will throw a punch mid flurry, and
Uh-huh.
Benavidez keep his head straight up. I feel like Charlo got enough power to stop
That
that shit.
that's
Charlo
why
can simply step in and clinch at the very least, bro.
But
Clinch.
Because listen,
that's why people don't like fighting the Charlos though, because in that situation you just said, Art, both brothers will go for broke. They would just start swinging on shit until something lands,
facts.
It's
and people don't
exactly.
people don't want that. Like for example,
They
remember when
both got chins.
right, and remember when with Lil Charlo, I keep talking about the Rosario fight because that's when we saw it. Remember when Rosario thought he was just gonna walk some shit down, and then Lil Charlo started swinging and they just started getting knockdowns out of nowhere. That is the
Yeah.
problem with both brothers. People don't want to. People don't know how to deal with that shit. Like, damn, what if I
The
got him?
thing is,
I think I
though,
got him. He just starts swinging, and then I'm on my ass. I'm like, fuck, you know.
there's a problem with your theory, though.
Mm.
Maul's a little bit more robotic than Mel. He don't have like Mel's explosiveness.
I disagree
I
with
don't.
that.
You
I
think
think
so?
He's
yeah,
never had to
because
use it.
yeah, I'll say the only time he ever
He
had to
hits
use it
hard.
was when he knocked out J Rock. And if you remember
Yeah,
that, he
that
caught
was a
that
54
punch.
though.
And but yeah, I understand what I'm saying. I'm just talking about the skill set. We're just talking about what he can
Yeah,
do. I'm saying Benavidez, when he thinks he got somebody hurt and he start teeing off, his punches get wider and wider. And the one thing about Charlo, both Charlos really, is when they counter, they keep their shots short and crisp. In between, they'll catch you in between punches, like D Hop is saying. So
Right.
I think Jamal Charlo is explosive, bro. But like D Hop said, he hasn't had to show it at
But let
160 or
me.
168.
But yeah. But
you
I
got
was
to
thinking
take that
about.
fight.
I was thinking about that, and let me give you an example. In the Deverenchenko fight in the mid round, the one thing Deverenchenko kept doing really well was landing the 1-2. And sometimes Jamal would slip the one and get hit with the two. That started to piss Jamal off. So he got hit with the two. Deverenchenko took a half step in and closed the distance, and Jamal just right hand real fast and backed his ass all the way up to the rope. And that's when both eyes started swelling. Shit like that. Because out of nowhere he can just snap and crack you. Kind of like the same as the J Rock uppercut. But the thing is, both brothers, the one thing they have in common is that they can do that with any punch they need to. So Benavidez come in thinking it's sweet,
Facts.
doing all that bullshit, Speedy Gonzalez nonsense, and he catch some shit, and one of his eyes get closed. Then what you gonna do?
Hey, I
You
like I like that, and I want to believe that. But me seeing him coming to the press conference, all tipsy and shit. I don't know, bro. Like this boxing thing ain't no joke. You gotta be 100% in, or
Yeah, that's the only part I'm sketchy on. The energy is very vaginal. I don't like the
yeah,
energy. It's very worrisome. And that's why I said Charlo got to believe he can do it because I can talk my shit, but
yeah,
if Charlo don't think, I'm like, you got Benavidez calling y'all some bitches. Like this is not
right.
good.
You
This is
gotta
terrible.
you gotta fight this man. He calling you all types of bitches and
And you know what's so crazy though? While Benavidez is saying that to Charlo, Morell's like, nigga, I'm laughing at Benavidez.
Because
Right.
I heard they sparred.
Morel
Yeah,
know what he
they
is.
did.
I heard it went good for Morel.
Why you
Exactly.
think?
There's a reason why Benavidez put a little respect on his tone when it comes to
That's
Morell.
why, yeah, facts, and that's why people got to stop calling Benavidez a boogeyman. Like, yo, no disrespect to Lemieux, but he been getting beat up. I see him get beat up
No,
and
no, no,
stopped
no, no.
multiple times, bro.
He
That
Like,
nigga,
is the
that
come on,
nigga
boogeyman.
man.
trying to pay the
It's
rent.
just that I think he is the boogeyman. It's just
He's
that
not no
Morell
boogeyman, bro.
is that guy. That's the
Benavidez,
thing.
Then how's he
Morell,
the
Nigga, I
boogeyman?
seen Morell fight live. The
yeah, he's that
motherfucker
guy.
is big when he comes into fights, man. And he's skilled too. Like the thing
Yeah.
is, and he's real sharp and technical. I give him that. One thing I'm not sold on is his gas tank.
Mm-hmm. Benavidez, he don't got
I'll
that
say
issue
about that.
though. That nigga can go for 12 rounds nonstop.
that's because he doesn't. That's because he's never in a position where he moves his feet and people don't hit him to the body. Morel,
Benavidez?
yeah. Benavidez
Yeah.
talks about sparring everybody. Oh, Triple G, this person, that
He a
person.
good
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
counterpuncher though.
He don't talk about Morel. I mean, then that's the thing. So is Morel, and also Morel moves his fucking head.
Yeah.
Morel gets it cut off the line. He uses his feet. He pivots. And the
I
thing is,
mean, there's other ways to have good defense. Look at Earl Spence. He don't really use head movement. He parries your shots,
yeah, he
blocks
does.
them.
The thing
Not
is that
really.
Errol Spence. The thing about Errol Spence is that when he moves his head off the line, he's also throwing a punch, so it doesn't
Yeah.
look defensive. Like he'll move his head,
Let him
bam.
know, D Hop. Let him know, D Hop. The skill set's deeper than they think.
Well,
And
no,
and that's
Well, I
why
know
look,
Earl's
I
skill.
posted on Twitter. I said, "Are y'all picking David Benavidez over Charlo based off skill or size?"
size.
And
Both.
people are like,
Nah,
I don't really,
Charlo is more skilled.
keep it
It's
100. Y'all saying it's pure size because they expect it to be like Fedora versus Lubin.
yeah, that's exactly what they see it as.
I not quite like that, but I kind of see why people feel that way, and I do too a little bit. But I think Benavidez is more skilled than people think he is. Like he's not. We're not talking about Miguel Burchell here. Like
Who
Benavidez is
is he
actually
Yeah,
kind of.
fighting?
we ain't
Who is
saying
he
that. We ain't
fighting?
saying that.
Wait, and I like Benavidez, by the way. So I'm just asking this
Yeah,
question then.
me too.
Who? Yeah, where? Who is he fighting that's showing you or like forcing him to show this great skill set or these things that you think he has that he's not showing or whatever?
Benavidez,
That's the only
Well,
question.
Benavidez,
like
Benavidez has
a
a good
nigga
amount
that
of skill.
size is not supposed to
However,
throw hands like that.
that's what I was gonna say. You said that size. You don't want to get caught into the Tyson Fury effect. People think
Yeah.
that Tyson Fury is a massively gifted boxer, but the fact of the matter is
He's
that
not though.
it's his physical attributes.
Yes.
So it's
And
not just that.
drugs.
Like he's willing. Like you could tell he's one of those dudes that's willing to take a shot to give a shot. So
Right. And
like to
that's not
get
a matter of raw skill. That's a matter of heart, and that's fantastic.
that,
But
you
that's
need
something
that.
that's
Yeah.
right. But that's something that's not technical. That's something that's
Right.
intangible. That's an intangible factor. And Charlo, like I said, the thing about the Charlo brothers is that when you press them, that's when you get the best out of them, and that's when they become the most dangerous. And the reason why Canelo and Triple G didn't want to fight them is because pressing people is how they win fights. But when you press the Charlo brothers, they're not just going to sit there and let you take them like that. They're not going to be. I mean, like Lemieux tried it, but he doesn't move his fucking head. He can't slip a jab and he can't punch worth shit.
And that
We
nigga
saw
was
that,
throwing. Yeah.
right? We saw that he was coming up from 154. He wasn't able to hit anything.
He was out
The
of shape
Charlos,
too, by the way.
yeah, the Charlos will throw everything in the kitchen sink out of there. So if you're gonna get a W, let alone stop one of them, you got to pull that out your ass. You're gonna have to really earn it. They're not just about to lay down. But like I said, it's all about Big Charlo's mental energy. He over here, he acting funny, and I don't know what the fuck's going on.
The build up for that fight is gonna be crazy.
Boy,
I can't
man,
wait. I like both fighters.
For who? Build up for
I'm
who?
Charlo Benavidez. That's gonna be crazy.
I'm riding with Charlo.
I
Straight
am
up.
too, but
And that's where niggas gonna have to draw the line at.
I
You know what
just
I'm
let me
saying?
tell you something though.
It can't
I
be no
want to
gray
see.
areas, y'all. Ain't no gray
That's a
areas.
fact. That's a fact because nobody
Because
from that side is
they
gonna be
not
going for
saying I like
Charlo.
Charlo too. They saying shit, it's
Facts.
Benavidez all the way.
Facts. But
yeah,
let
well, a
me
lot
tell
of them
y'all
don't
something
even
though.
like Benavidez because he's a threat to Canelo.
That's true, but they
well,
about to say
yeah.
fuck all that
But
in a
versus
minute, though.
Charlo, yeah, I was gonna
True.
say it's different versus Charlo, bro.
Yeah,
But
of
what I was
course.
gonna say is, I want to see Caleb Plant versus Benavidez before Charlo, because Charlo is coming up for 160. At least give him a
True.
chance to get a fight in at 168. Plant is there,
Facts.
and Plant been talking crazy about Benavidez way before Charlo. You feel what I'm saying?
And that's
He gonna walk
honestly
that
like
dude down.
Danny Jacobs. Danny Jacobs, his next fight needs to be Charlo at 168 or fucking retire. Not only do I not like Danny Jacobs, but I swear to God, You just sitting back taking that fucking DAZN money, putting on that bullshit. I'm tired of you. Sacrifice yourself to Charlo and get out of my goddamn face.
People like playing that video from years back though. D Hive.
Oh,
Ooh,
the fucking
Charlo
Ennis.
he got sunned by Danny
He
Jacobs. He
got son.
sunned him.
Danny Jacobs is a bitch. Not only did he leave PBC, but he left the fucking division. Fuck that. People just say that nonsense because it sounds good.
He
We
wanted
remember
that Canelo payday too, but he got it though. He was like, hold on, sit down, let the OG get this payday first, youngin.
right, I'm touching M's, but you gonna fight some other
Right, I'm
riders?
touching M's with these white folks, nigga.
Corny
Didn't he
ass.
sign? He signed to fight Munguia or some shit.
No, they put that rumor out there, but then they saw the public was like, fuck nah. And also because Munguia probably scared he might actually lose. Munguia ain't trying to fight shit. He fight
Danny
these.
Jacobs fucker, I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna show up this time.
Yeah, and then get a
That
weight
nigga
off
looked
and
terrible
knock
last
Munguia
fight.
on his ass.
I also read something too where they said that Danny Jacobs kind of like low key tried to price himself out so that way he could get a little more time to have the fight in a different location or something like that too. So there was a lot going on.
He's trying to get maximum bread on fucking cruise control. That's why he over here willing to lose to Ryder. He's willing to lose decisions because with all due respect, I don't like Danny Jacobs, but I know that son of a bitch can put these people down. He's got 30 knockouts. He's got 30 knockouts. You in there bullshitting with Ryder, and then as soon as you had Ryder hurt, you step off the gas. I know what the
Well, we know why he did that. Yeah, we know why he did that.
And that's bullshit. If somebody gave me the talk and I was getting some big bread, I'd be like, yeah, okay, I'll go ahead and let him. And then I'll knock his ass smooth out for a highlight reel and take my ass to another promotional company where I get, man, fuck. I can't
Yeah, word. You don't owe Eddie Hearn nothing, bro. If I was him, I'd have did the same thing, and I'd have been cheesing with Eddie in the ring after laughing at him. Like, I'm out of here.
I'm like,
you think I'm
gonna try to tell me to wait to the decision, man. Fuck that. I'm Danny Jacobs, man.
Word, yo, I'm not losing my reputation to some Brit. Oh, you must be crazy. Like what?
Right.
Nah, that's
bro.
sad, bro.
He must have got a good check, yo.
You know he did.
He must have, and he probably betted on himself to go all 12 and lose.
You know,
Hey, this is a little bit off topic. It's a little bit off topic, but I wonder if Canelo called Castano after that fight about a week ago.
Man, Canelo at the crib crying.
Oh, who?
Shit.
Remember when Canelo called Castano after the first fight, congratulating him and shit?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he called him again after this last fight.
After that ass whooping.
He deleted that number, man. That's what he did.
This is why Charlo get me mad, bro. Like you over here dick sucking.
I don't care what nobody says. They be trying to team up on us.
Yeah, this is why Charlo make me mad, bro. Like you over here dick sucking Canelo, kissing his ass, and here he is calling the dude that just fought you.
Yeah,
and people thought congratulating him. He didn't give you no damn call.
Yo, speaking of after the fight, bro, did anybody else notice Benavidez thanked his race after the fight? He was like, yo, I want to thank my race. I said, yo, bro, I wasn't even mad at it. Yeah, I got no problem with it. But I'm like, yo, the energy is never the same. Because all I heard was applause and cheers, bro. Yo, Adrian Broner said,
it's crazy.
Hold on, D-Hive. Didn't you see the whole motherfucking Latino Twitter try to fucking take my scalp for fucking being pro-America or pro-Charlo for the Castano fight?
All of them niggas live within the United States, but then they try to go rep to Mexico, Argentina. Man, fuck that shit.
Think about it. Think about it. Because you're thinking about Shakur Stevenson in Vegas, which is like mostly Mexican. If Tank would have said the same thing in Baltimore, he would have got a bunch of claps too.
In Atlanta,
you know? I mean, Baltimore is chocolate city, so.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like that's why he's probably thinking about Shakur is like getting booed, but like you expect that in Vegas or LA.
That's fine, but it's the principle that matters. Don't try to rep a place you wouldn't live voluntarily. Because if you've been working in the United States and you've lived and worked here for 10 years, you have enough money to move to Argentina. How come you're not doing it? Right, because it's so
you seen it, D-Hive. You seen it, D-Hive. I ain't gonna put that on them because you already see it. They started back talking once they put the translator on them because what's the name? Castano was like, man, this is not about America versus Argentina. And he was trying to backtrack.
Fuck that. This is
Charlo started getting on it. He started getting on him. He was like, nah, nigga, this is what it is exactly what the fuck it is.
Boxing is a lot like soccer once you get to the international level. It becomes us versus y'all. Because I'm going to tell you this. if Charlo went in there and took a fucking L, they'd be like, oh, Argentina owns the Negro United States and all that bullshit. So we gonna
They
ride
would,
on
bro.
y'all. Yeah, we gonna ride on your bitch asses like you always do us. And the next time you get a dub, then you can talk your shit too. But I don't want to hear all that soft shit. Oh, we all on the same team now that we won. Nah,
Yeah,
man,
man.
fuck you, fuck that. He got his ass whooped. Take your ass home, regroup, come back, get another L. Fuck that.
He need to fight Tim Zoo. Nah, not. You know what?
That's
I
easy
actually
ass
want to
bread.
see. I want to see Charlo fight Tim Zoo next
That's easy bread.
because
Because
that's
Tim's
easy
not,
money. That's
he's not
easy
good.
money.
He's
That's
not
easy
good.
money. Yep. He need a break. Go ahead, defend that strap against that. Knock his ass out.
It was funny. Dude on Twitter named Wild is right hand. He was just picking out niggas from the zone. He's like, oh, Charlo should need some rest. While Fundora and Tim Zoo are fighting, he should fight like Ted Cheeseman or somebody. I was like, oh my god, you signing these niggas up to get murdered. Talking about some damn Ted Cheeseman. Oh
Ted
shit.
Cheeseman versus Charlo.
Oh my god,
I
that
watch.
Ted Cheeseman will have to fucking retire. You have to fucking retire. I'd be horrible.
That nigga's
Hey,
entitled to a tune-up.
but
I agree.
y'all see though, it's true though. Canelo fans need a new savior, and that's David Benavidez, bro. And I said, David Benavidez, you need to go ahead and do it, capitalize off that. But David already know, man. He already know this is his window of opportunity, and he cannot fuck it up by losing to David Morell. So he's just gonna act like he ain't even hear that smoke.
It's funny because Art man, you always talk about Canelo passing the torch to David, but it looks like he did it anyway. He
Yeah,
got his
that's why I posted. I said, man, Canelo didn't want to pass his torch, so David just gonna take it.
right, and
It is
it's
what it
funny,
is.
and it's so aggravating that these people keep running their fucking mouth. It's like, bro, Bivol just showed you that Benavidez has a very easy route to beat Canelo because what's to stop Benavidez from doing the same shit Bivol did? Y'all talked all this big shit about how Charlo Benavidez gets stopped, and then it took Bivol to calmly decision Canelo. Now y'all see the truth. I'm like, why do we have to keep telling you this shit? Y'all don't know what y'all talking about.
This nigga on Twitter said that Canelo can win the rematch if he just instead of going for power shots, just start boxing
Oh,
him.
yeah, let me
So
address
so
that.
Canelo's gonna outbox Bivol.
Oh
Yeah,
God, man.
let me address that. Let me
Which
address that.
which
Casuals.
basically means get on your bike, try to hit him with some jabs, and hopefully you
He
make
don't
it to
even
the
fight like
scorecard.
that. Like,
Right.
when has that nigga ever fought?
Let me address the fucking rematch. So to clarify, just for everybody to make it clear, nothing changes at 168. Bivol will make if the fight was happening, Bivol would make 168, and he would be in there like fucking Amir Khan speed with Triple G chin. Canelo would get the shit beat out of him, and Canelo's team knows that. Nothing would be different. Bivol would be lighter on his feet.
Bro,
Truth
Like
be
these.
told, truth be told, all the elites around them weight classes, they look at Canelo as one of the weakest links. Let's keep it
What,
100.
175?
Not saying that the guy can't fight, but they looking at like, dude, Canelo is kind of small compared to us. We're way bigger than dude.
Well,
every
Benavidez' dad.
at
His
175, you mean?
Yeah,
hey,
Oh,
Benavidez
look,
Senior.
better be if
Yeah,
Benavidez, Bivol, they looking at Canelo like
Charlo.
he's small.
better be if
Yeah.
at the
I'll even
crib.
say Charlo too. But Charlo's he's coming up in weight, but still, Charlo is a big dude. But
He's
yeah, but
bigger
the
than
thing, yeah,
Canelo.
and the thing is too with all of them, none of them are scared, bro. When Canelo was on the Euro tour, he already had all them dudes beat before they got in the ring. That's why people was complaining about ring size and all this stuff. And as soon as they get hit, they get on the back foot and start running. The difference is at 175 and with Charlo and Benavidez, them guys is gonna get hit and they're gonna hit you back, and then they're gonna keep pressing forward. And Canelo knows that, and his team knows that. And a
I don't
jab
care what nobody
and
said.
the busy work will hurt him. They
Canelo
know that.
fought Canelo fought Bivol the same way with the same game plan he fought Rocky Smith or
And
Caleb
Callum.
Smith with.
You mean
Rocky
Callum
Smith,
Smith?
Yep.
Yeah.
they the same niggas to me, to be honest.
And Callum
But
Smith's
yeah,
6'3",
Better
so
be
all
Callum,
that
Liam,
size
all
stuff,
them
put that
Rocky
out the
motherfuckers.
Smith,
window.
Better
Caleb
be if probably at the crib
Phil,
laughing. He's
they all the
like,
same nigga.
better be at the crib laughing. Like, are y'all insane? Y'all were picking this little mother against me? He better be like, I'll smoke all these niggas. Like Benavidez, you can come get
You
some.
know why I was picking Canelo over
All you niggas.
Bivol? I was picking Canelo over Bivol because of that Craig Richards fight, and I just feel like he just had to talk. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he had to talk, but I just feel like he was just gonna come in there and lay it out. I'm gonna keep it 100 because I'm a history guy. I like looking at history, and what I've been seeing recently is Canelo's been fighting these guys who look like they haven't been trying to fight. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not
I
trying to
Facts.
win.
I
Not
picked
only that though.
Canelo. I picked
Go ahead.
Canelo over Bivol just by robbery. I assumed that Bivol was gonna get in there, style on him, and still lose. But I'm glad I
That's
was wrong.
yeah. Look,
Hey,
the
but
reason why
according
I
to
was
Canelo fans, he would beat Andre Ward and Roy Jones.
yeah, they
No,
gotta
Bro,
stop,
Roy,
bro. See, here's the
Roy Jones.
Roy
Roy
Jones
Jones.
would knock Canelo out in
That
like
shit
8
wouldn't
rounds,
even be
bro.
fair. Like they would need to
You
call the
giving him too
fucking.
many rounds? 8 rounds? I say 5.
They
nigga,
would need
Canelo
to.
fuck
They
around
would.
have a
Well,
tough
Canelo
fight
got a
with
good
Yard.
chin, so I'll give
They
him
would need to
that
call
credit.
the
He got a good
police on
chin.
175.
fucking Roy Jones to get in
Now
there.
Hopkins would
Y'all hear me?
frustrate Canelo.
I said Canelo fuck around have a hard time with Yard at 175. Y'all better stop playing.
Yeah, y'all big as
Shit.
Yeah.
fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all
You
big as
start saying
fuck.
that on the timeline, they gonna be really mad. Oh man, how can you say that?
He'll start
Nigga,
wrestling.
shut up.
He'll put Canelo
Canelo's
in the
the
headlock
greatest.
and shit. That nigga look like Debo.
Hey, you notice these UK motherfuckers are the main ones. Well, not the main ones, but they love Canelo. They think he's the greatest of all time.
Because you
And I
know,
be telling them,
He
you know
turned
just
what
the
it
because
head.
he be
was?
beating
Because
up
they got
y'all
He beat
bum
all they
ass
legends,
UK
man.
fighters don't make him the greatest.
Yeah,
but
he
look,
turned. He turned
y'all
them
ain't
into
see it
some
on Twitter.
bitches.
Y'all didn't see it on Twitter.
Yeah.
As soon as Canelo lost, the UK said, okay, we done supporting that nigga. He swag. You Mexicans can't
Wow.
fight. That's why I be wanting. Yeah, D, you
Wow.
remember that
Um,
post? The UK dude was like, yeah, you Mexicans can't fight. Yeah, that's why y'all want fighters to come in
nah,
the
that's
middle
like
of the
one
ring.
dude.
Yeah, that dude looks like a fucking praying mantis. People only give him pictures and shit just because they feel bad for him. They
No,
see that
I
as a
know who you
fucking
talking about, D,
tweet.
but he wasn't the first to post it. He was just
Oh,
commenting on
okay.
it.
But yeah, no, fuck that. Like the only reason why they supported him was because they couldn't really talk shit because he was smoking their entire field. But now he got beat by some
Exactly.
dude from Russia. They trying to come back like, oh, we knew Canelo wasn't guys. Fuck you. Y'all were fucking riding dick like everybody else. And now that he got beat, all of a sudden y'all want to act like some oracles, man. Fuck that. Y'all had faith in him, just like his team had faith in him, just like his fans had faith in him, because y'all didn't do your fucking homework, just like Canelo's team. That's why they got his ass whooped. And most importantly, his fans got his ass whooped. You blowing smoke up his ass, talking about how he's invincible, and finally somebody fought him that wasn't afraid of him, and that's exactly how Benavidez gonna lose. Benavidez gonna lose to somebody random that's not scared of his ass. That's
I'm
why he
I'm
doesn't. That's
I'm
why he
sorry.
doesn't want to pick on people that are his own fucking size. He doesn't want to fight nobody like Morell because he's like, shit. I mean, all that size bullshit out the window now. So what the fuck am I? What do I have? What do I bring to the table?
I know, man. That's crazy, bro. It's crazy. Yo, I'm just reading this right now. Did you know the WBO sanctioned that Canelo fight versus Caleb Plant that was undisputed as a mandatory defense for him too?
Yep. So he doesn't have to face the mandatory for another 18 months.
That's crazy.
Because
Like,
even
yo,
because they saw the Andre move coming. They were like, we don't want this nigga getting in position and shit. So now we're gonna have it set up like this. Do this, move this chess piece, move this chess piece. So even if Andre were to beat Zach Parker, his bitch ass got to wait a year anyway. So you have
It's
one or two
nowhere to
options.
run, so that's the good part.
Canelo, that's the thing, bro. Canelo don't have to do shit. He don't have to run. He can hold all the belts. They can just change the rules, and then that's it.
right, bro.
Nah, he
He could
can't.
go fight. He could go fight John Ryder next May, and they would make it some sort of mandatory that he's fulfilling or something like that. Trust me, or Zach Parker. And be like, oh,
Bro, he just went up
it's
in
Did y'all
weight.
great.
just see
You
what
don't
they
have
did with
to
the Zach
defend any
Parker
of your
shit?
belts ever.
Did y'all just
Yeah,
see
Mm-mm.
what they said about Zach Parker and Canelo?
Nah, what
Let
happened?
me
yeah.
go
He
read that
he,
shit so y'all can
he
figure.
just talked about it.
Oh, he did?
Oh, you talking about this?
Yeah,
Oh,
he
yeah,
just
yeah,
he
yeah,
just
yeah.
said it. How they made Caleb Plant a defense, so he doesn't have to defend the WBO for like 18 months or some shit.
Oh yeah, nigga. That is some.
They saw Andre's predictable ass coming from a mile away. They're like, oh, Andre's thirsty ass gonna just beat up Zach Parker, get the WBO, and talk shit and try to mandate something. Like, they're like, all right, let's just move this like this, and then boop boop boop, Andre sit down. Yeah, but he's not gonna like I'm telling you right now. The Bivol fight basically told me that he will never ever fight Benavidez. If Charlo looks like ass against Selecki, maybe. If Charlo knocks Selecki like smooth out, he's not fighting him either. Because
Selesky was at
Bro,
Selesky was at a
he's
recent
fighting.
fight. he was at a recent fight. I forgot who fight it was. I think it was the Errol Spence fight. But I seen dude. I'm like, yeah, dude, he's getting knocked out. He's
Of
ready to get
course,
knocked
man.
out.
Of
Yeah.
course, man. But bro, the reason Canelo's team is very calculated. So you gotta remember when they said, "Oh, we want to go fight in the UK soon." They're putting that out there because they don't want to fight any of these real killers. They want to go back to the UK in front of 70, 80, 90,000 people, fight one of those Euro bums, Zach Parker or what's that, John
Liam
Ryder in front of
Parker, Liam
90,000.
Smith,
Yeah,
whatever the
Liam,
month.
Joe,
Cole
you
Smith
His
know what I'm saying?
cousins,
and shit.
Billy, whoever.
his
You know what I'm
England.
grandma,
saying?
Liam
Yeah. And yeah,
Liam
you know what I'm saying?
Prince
And a
William.
90,000 drunk fans is gonna be like, "Woo,
Egerton,
Canelo!"
Sam Egerton Jr.
That's what they doing.
for the
at a certain
Commonwealth.
at a certain point too, UK fans just gotta like they gotta get off the battered bitch syndrome. Like you really just you get excited
Hey,
when this food is destroying all of you,
Right.
all the people that you
hey,
have.
we got to hand it to Canelo though, bro. Like, just when all else fails, he gonna pull some UK bum out the ass.
That's because there's plenty of them.
Man, hopefully Canelo has Golovkin.
Man,
That'll be sad. Oh,
did y'all see that UK Danny Dignam? Did you see that fight? Bro, I saw the highlights. I said, this guy's a mandatory. The corruption is crazy in boxing. They got whatever, I don't even know, Zanabek or whatever his name is, looking like, like the second coming of Marvin Hagler with these, man. It's crazy, bro. It really is crazy. Danny Dignam, man. We'll never
and,
hear about that guy again, by the way.
It's
and
funny
you know what's
because
crazy?
Danny Dignam and Jason Quigley are basically the same person. And if Andre has smoked the same dude, they wouldn't be on Andre dick. They'd be like, "Oh, Andre need to fight some damn body." But this and I hope to God Andre takes this Janabek fight because when this dude get his ass whooped, dude, y'all better put Andre on the biggest pedestal ever. Like, oh, he beat the almighty fucking Yanni Beck that nobody gave a fuck about.
Hey,
Like,
but the fans catching on though. I'll say this: the fans catching on because somebody was like, "Man, I'm not gonna lie, I can't get on this Janabek motherfucking wave just yet." And I said, translation: he doesn't want to get on the Janabek motherfucking train just yet because he might get in there with somebody like Andre to get fucking whooped easily.
exactly, bro. They always do this dumb shit. Some asshole from who gives a fuck a stand with a 12 fights, 12 and 0 record has a few highlight reels from fucking Top Rank, and all of a sudden they're the second coming of Christ. Like, look, Sergey Boachuk, 18 and 0, almost all knockouts, the next Triple G, shit like that. Got his ass knocked smooth out by Brandon Adams of all people. Madiar Ashkayev,
Exactly.
again,
It looked bad because they was talking shit against Charlo for fighting Brandon Adams.
and Triple G almost fought Adams too, but they wouldn't
Yeah.
talk shit. And then there was another guy, Madiar
Ooh,
Eshkayev,
it would have been sad if it was Brandon Adams instead of Dermachenko. And he
right?
put
And
imagine Brandon Adams put the same work that Dermachenko put in on Triple G though.
because Brandon Adams, he's got deceptive power and he's been knocked out, but he can still punch. I mean, I would have picked Triple G in that fight, but you know it is. And then,
He's in
and then they,
shape and he's active.
right, and then they had
Or was
and
it?
then they had Madiar Eshkayev, who was I think 18, 19 and 0, a bunch of knockouts. Got in there with Charles Conwell, undefeated prospect, certified. Knocked his ass. Not well, he stopped him like it's a corner stoppage. And the same with Ali Akhmedov. Ali Akhmedov, oh, he's from Uzbekistan. He's from Triple G's camp. All these knockouts, blah, blah, blah. Got in there with random ass undefeated Venezuelan dude. Got his ass knocked smooth out. Y'all, man, we've done this too many times. Somebody comes along from the fucking third world and y'all trying to crown them and shit. And then when they get exposed, you don't give the niggas who beat them any credit.
Bro, it's because, everybody has that polymalagnagio. Oh, Eastern Europeans, they're just so tough. They're just so tough. They're just so tough. They all believe the
They're
hype,
trying
bro.
to
It's like,
build
yo,
up the perfect Negro Slayer.
And it's
that's
not
a
working.
That's
fact.
what I
Like,
say.
like, like I say, Charlo should fight Madrimov next. And then it's funny because as soon as I say that, Madrimov got to go rematch the dude they fucked over in his own country, the other black dude from France. And I'm like, yeah, because Charlo put the beaters on your dumb ass. You're not good. Like, bro, these dudes aren't good. They're not even fucking good. Like, god damn, it's so annoying having to deal with this bullshit. And that Eastern European nonsense, they think everybody fucking Klitschko or Triple G. Look at Provodnikov. Provodnikov was quote unquote tough. What the fuck did he accomplish? Nothing. Famous for
Brain
highlight reels.
damage.
Where exactly? The Siberian Rocky also means you get beat up a lot. That's what that shit means. Rocky had like 15 fucking losses and shit. He was over here getting credit for getting your ass whooped. Man, fuck that. That's why I can't stand Gabriel's out. Like, oh, fuck. How are y'all excited about this nigga getting fight? The fuck, he not good. Talking about, well, when you fight some certified, you're going to take some L's. Well, how come when I say that about Charlo and Harrison, all of a sudden it's, he's the one with the loss? Fucking pick one.
Man, y'all see my post? I post about Wilder and Canelo. I said, man, to the Canelo fans who be hating on Wilder, man, just know that Wilder ran it back immediately. Meanwhile, Canelo Alvarez fighting motherfucking old ass triple, a guy he already beat that's now 41.
With the guy, he ran it back immediately with a guy who weighed 40 to 50 pounds heavier than him too, by the way.
And after he got knocked out, he almost sued for the third fight after a vicious knockout.
And what Canelo doing? I'm just gonna fight Bivol. I mean, Bivol's not totally out the question. I mean, yes, niggas is fucking bitch made. I swear.
Yes, he's not gonna fight. He's not gonna fight Bivol ever.
They be like, well, how do you know Canelo's not gonna fight Bivol, man? He just needs to get his confidence back. Nigga, shut up. Man, that shit's tough, man. I ain't gonna lie. I can't even argue with Canelo fans these days. I just laugh at them, bro.
They're almost like crazy Terrence Crawford fans. Not extreme willpower, but they're almost like crazy Crawford fans. Everything they say is consistently proven wrong, and they still swear they know the fucking sport. Like I even put up on Twitter, I was like, the fact that the only L Canelo really bothered to avenge is Triple G should prove to you that Triple G's a fucking fraud. He's the only one Canelo will happily step to 3, 4, 5, 10 fucking times. He didn't want to rematch Laura. He damn sure didn't want to go through that Floyd bullshit again. He was like, man, fuck this. I'm going to need a pistol. And then he don't want no fucking Bivol smoke. You know, so it's just like, bro, that should tell you.
Bro, and then they got Sergio Mora and all them dudes or whatever. The Lad Snake. They over here saying shit like, yeah, you know, unfinished business. I'm like, yo, you niggas is tweeting like it's 2018, bro. That fight is been gone. Yeah, they talk about unfinished business. Canelo talking about Triple G talks a lot of shit. Like, what the fuck?
Triple G does talk a lot of shit, but like I said, now the Bivol done taught them what his actual limits are. They exclusively want him in fights where they're like 100% confident that he's gonna win. They thought he was gonna knock Bivol head off, and that shit went left. So now they're doing the same bullshit they always did. For Charlo,
Bivol gonna be at Triple G versus Canelo 3. He gonna be sitting there. They're gonna be asking him questions. So what do you think about Canelo versus Triple G? He gonna be like, man, what the fuck? I whooped this nigga. Y'all still talk about this nigga?
Right. And I hope Bivol talks a bunch of shit like, man, you bitch made ass when you gotta talk all that shit. Oh, he knocks everybody out, went in there and looked like some garbage.
I don't know, bro. If I was Canelo Alvarez, I'll tell him not to have Bivol at the Triple G3. Because what if Bivol try to walk in the ring on some like, yeah, we gonna do it, we gonna run it back or what?
Bivol can do all that and still not get the fight. Canelo not gonna fight that man again. He's like, why? It's just like shit. I mean, the only way Canelo would bother to fight Bivol again is if Bivol got in there with Better Beers and managed to beat Better Beers, but took a lot of fucking damage. Like I'm talking like hospitalization type shit. Like when Inoue fought down there that first time and he got his shit broken, like some shit like that. Then maybe Canelo would entertain it at 168. But outside of that, while he's healthy and barely taking any punches, man, hell no, he's not gonna do that.
Man, you know what? Speaking of Inoue, real quick, I am praying that Donaire comes back and somehow beats this guy because I am tired of seeing him on these lists so high, bro. Some people have him number 2, number 3. I'm like, bro, this
nigga, what
based off beating a 38-year-old?
Bro, they gonna be like, see, I told you Donaire was good, man.
These are niggas, bro. These are niggas that have never even watched to this day the fights that they claim Inoue is on the pound for pound list for. Like every time you ask a hardcore Inoue fan, a quote unquote hardcore, which fucking fights and which things he did to make it on the pound for pound list, they can't name you in the opposition because no one knows who the fuck those people are. They'll just say, oh, they'll do the Chocolatito bullshit. Oh well, you know he won some titles in the tiniest weight class, so pound for pound. I'm like, okay, but the thing is, if he goes up in weight and gets his ass beat, that is literally the opposite of a pound for pound fighter. That means when the nigga went up, he lost. Why do you think as good as Adrian Broner was, he wasn't on the motherfucking pound for pound list? Every time he went up weight, he lost. Same with Amir Khan, Danny Garcia, all them other niggas. When you went up in weight, you lost. That's why he's not on a fucking pound for pound list. I'm not saying Inoue hasn't earned the stripes, but I swear to God, he needs to get fucking folded so another group of fans can just shut the fuck up.
Man,
they don't even
fake fans too.
Right. They don't even fucking watch. Like if you ask anybody about Chocolatito's fucking career and be like, okay, well, so what makes him so great? They will name like fucking Estrada and Sarungmisai, even though he lost twice. But the reality is he's only famous for winning titles in the 4 smallest weight classes in boxing. But these people are so fucking dumb, they don't even know that part. They don't know that he won titles in all 4 of the tiniest weight classes, and that's what it is for. But the thing about it is, when he goes in the weight, he started taking L's. He started taking L's, and he got viciously knocked the fuck out. He got smooth unconscious.
He's 5-3 in his last 8 fights, bro, and people are still desperate to put him on the pound for pound list. Estrada, I mean, he hasn't fought in like a year or something like that.
And Estrada has
they have him in the fight.
And Estrada has a fucking witness protection belt. So it's like, bro, get these dudes the fuck out of here.
And they got them over Errol Spence. It's just like, bro, you think, oh my God, it's just, that's why I started ignoring these people, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, you just don't know what you're talking about. Like, you just got some type of agenda. It just don't make any sense what you're saying, really. It don't.
Yeah, it's like like even honestly, let's do her. Like, let's do like a 130 version of Inoue. Yeah, he runs through most of the field because I feel this week. But what he gonna do when he fights somebody like a fucking, Shakur or a Tank or even a fucking Zordito Ramirez or some shit like that? He's not, like, we gotta see it, bro. And,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we gotta see it. They be certifying these motherfuckers off cooking nothing, and then when they get smoked, all of a sudden it's that dare to be great bullshit. Man, fuck that. He got his ass whooped because he finally fought a certified. That's what fucking happened.
That, or when people be like, yeah, if he beats the guy and he was number 1, he should go to number 1 pound for pound. It's like, yo, bro, do you watch any other sports? Like in college football, for instance, they have rankings. There's teams that are unranked that beat teams that are in the top 5 or whatever. They don't jump to take the place just because they beat one man. Like, it just...
Right.
It's just so frustrating, bro. It really is just so frustrating, man.
Right. And it's so annoying because the people that should be on the pound for pound list, people want to make sure those fights don't get fucking made. Like, and it's really
right.
Like, that's why, like, for example, people like Devin Haney, oh boy, they want to make sure he doesn't get no Lomachenko, no Tiafimo. They tried to make sure he didn't get no Kambosos, but they fucked up, and he's trying to prove that he's that dude. And I feel bad because the same shit gonna happen to Jerron Ennis. When he starts moving up the weight and the champions start not being black, they gonna, oh my God, I can't wait for the politics to stop Jerron Ennis crazy. Yeah, the politics are gonna get so fucking stupid. I honestly feel bad for Jerron Ennis because his career is gonna be hard. He's gonna have a hard career because ain't nobody gonna want to fight him, especially once he's like at welterweight. Once he starts taking scalps and moving up, like, bro, he's already too big.
There's hope because you saw that Showtime just signed him to a 3-fight deal, right?
Against who?
They view him as the future of the, like, basically boxing. Like, they're trying to make him the next Floyd Mayweather.
He has every tool in the box. The only liability is can he get the fight. And I'm telling you, the sanctioning bodies are looking at their rosters right now and going, "Oh hell no, not him. Fuck that. Nope."
Well, and then it's up to the fans. Like, if we demand like to see him, like for example, Andrade and let's be honest, Bud, Like their fan base wasn't big enough to like demand for people to see them like that. So like you can get away with doing it with them, but I think Jerron, if he can
They
get enough
made
people
stupid
behind him,
career choices too, bro. Like they signed
yeah,
to,
Yeah.
garbage
yeah, Tank.
retarded promoters and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
And
So it's kind of like,
Andre has like
I view
no money.
Jerron the same way I view Tank. Like they're both quiet, but like people are going to want to see them fight because they're exciting.
Well, Tank is already a money machine, so that's why people want to fight
Yeah,
Tank. But
I think Jerron could do the same. To be
well,
honest,
I mean, maybe
maybe, I don't know.
if he was
he's
on
more
full,
exciting than Tank, if you ask me.
well, that's an opinion. But the thing is that Gervonta Davis right now at 27 is a big money fight for people. Where Jerron Ennis, you gonna get your shit split for fucking 15.75. Like,
I would
like
give I would give Keith Thurman $10 million to fight Jerron Ennis.
they,
It's worth the
Bro,
investment. If
oh
you're
my god,
That's
Showtime,
facts. That's facts.
if you're
I don't know about
yeah,
10 million, but I'll tell him I'll give him.
that's like 10 minutes. No,
I give him.
shit,
I
nigga,
give
for
him
10 million,
five.
I'll step in the ring.
No, I give him
of course,
5%.
but
I give him percentage of pay per view because it has to be pay per view.
Yeah.
no, but the thing
Basically,
is,
what you need to do is you got to pay Keith what you would pay him to fight
mm,
Crawford or
mm,
Spence. Because
no,
it's
what you
that
need
type
to
of.
do, what you need to do, my fault. Go ahead. You finish, my
no,
bad.
no, 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 after you.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
just gonna say the plan for Boots to me is whenever that Bud Spence fight gets signed, you make sure he's on the main card. You make sure you introduce him to the world because you know that's going to be a highly viewed pay per view. That's what you need to do. Put him in there
With
against a
Boots.
Butayev or a Stan Jonas or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like
And
somebody like
honestly,
that.
what they need to do, they need to get Boots, they need to get Stan Jonas, they need to get Butayev, and they need to get maybe if Jesus Ramos, maybe if he can come back down to welterweight, they need to get those dudes all in title positions so PBC can maintain control of the welterweight division, and they have Boots mop all them niggas.
Facts.
Unification after
Facts.
unification after unification, instant undisputed, no bullshit. Have Boots just mop all them niggas up.
Yeah. That's how Charlo did it because everybody was under the same umbrella.
Yep, that's exactly why. Like people talk shit about Jamal Charlo, and I'm like if Jamal Charlo, if Triple G and Canelo and them was all in the PBC, Jamal Charlo would be undisputed at 160. That's the reality of the situation. It's because there was no politics. There was no we got to see. There was no bitch ass Hearn because Al Heyman at the end of the day he just cared about bread. So it's like he's like are you niggas fighting or not? Because I don't give a fuck about what's cracking. So like let's just get some fights on. So he needs to get Stanionis because Stanionis is certified. He needs to get Butayev because Butayev is solid and can whoop most people's asses. Jesus Ramos, if his punk ass want to come back down to 147 right quick, or maybe get Joey Spencer or one of them dudes to like cut down or something, or get somebody from 140 to move up, like Matías, go to welterweight real quick and snag a fucking bacon or some shit. Have them sit there to get the division under control and have Boots mop all them niggas up. Done.
Yeah.
Facts. Then he's out of here, bro. Yeah, then he's
Yep,
out of here.
instant superstar, A side, undisputed history, Hall of Fame, all that bullshit, all at once. Or
Yeah.
fuck
He
it, have
deserves it
Tank come out. Fuck it,
honestly, I think he's the best
They're
fighter at
not
147.
sacrificing Tank.
that's not. I mean he get his ass whooped, but I think he'll be all right. I mean just for the belt, I would ask Tank like Tank. Just fight this nigga one time, bro, just for the belt, and then you can go do whatever you want. You can go back down to 140. You can do whatever you want. Just fight. I mean, take this L one time, bro.
Wait, I'm not time. Let's just say, put yourself in Tank's shoes. Pretend you're Tank and Steven Espinosa. I ain't even come up to you. Listen, I know you a star, a superstar. You got pay-per-views and all that stuff. You selling out. You doing $4 or $5 million gates. We need you to move up to welterweight.
To fight Jerron Ennis.
Bro, do you know how much money that fight would be if Jerron Ennis had 3 out of 4 belts, and that's for welterweight undisputed Jerron Ennis versus Tank? That's 1.5 million pay-per-views, bro.
That
Do
don't
you
make
know
no
how
damn
much
sense.
brain damage Tank was in that
Just tell the nigga to move his head.
If anybody should be moving to welterweight, it's Ryan Garcia. Nigga like 5'11".
Bro, come on now. Ryan Garcia ain't trying to fight shit.
Do you know what Jerron Ennis would do to a Ryan Garcia?
That's bro.
He
Patrick
might
May,
he gonna
I
live
hate
up
to
to his
see it.
name, Mr. Catcher Body.
Ryan Garcia only beats dicks. All right, he ain't trying to do anything.
I'm gonna say something controversial.
Mm.
Don't be surprised if Boots fights Earl Spence and he makes it look easier than y'all think it is. I'm gonna just
I
say
wouldn't
that.
be surprised. Listen,
That's
I
not
wouldn't be surprised.
controversial. That's a 50.
Yeah, that's
I'm,
not.
I'm just saying, Art, man. I know that's your man's, but I gotta call it like I see it.
That's a 50-50. They can both get over on each other.
Hey, you
Yeah,
know what's
man.
so crazy though? You know
Yeah,
what I think though, brother? I'm gonna keep it
yeah.
100. I feel like, man, in this boxing shit, man, ain't no friends in this shit. I wouldn't be surprised if them dudes, Showtime and them, already got a plan to get Spence out of there with Boots,
What you mean get Smith out of there?
using
You
him
talking
as
about
what I mean by
Bro,
like, as
nah,
in like out with the old in with the new type shit.
no?
Yeah.
Eventually,
nah,
Spence is
because
not a
no, no,
sacrifice
no,
to
no.
nobody.
Yeah, I was about to say Spence. One,
No,
he's not a sacrifice to nobody. But two, Spence, you got to
not
think about
right
it.
now.
Think
Hell
about
no, not
PBC's
right
roster,
now.
right? I'm just
I'm
saying for
talking.
the
I'm
future,
talking about
whatever.
years down the line type shit.
well, Spence ain't gonna
At
be
the
fighting that
end,
much
maybe.
longer, bro. He's
Yeah,
taking
I
man.
don't think Spence the type of nigga to fight until like 38 or some shit like that.
and he shouldn't. He's taking a lot of damage. He whooped everybody he was supposed to whoop. Who is he not fighting? Who's
Crawford.
Oh well, right. I mean, I'm talking about post. I'm talking about post Crawford. Like in a universe where they've already fought. What
He
else
beat
does he have to
everybody
do?
that he should beat.
He got to
I
fight
mean,
Canelo.
bro,
I
That's
want him to whoop a
his
Tim Zoo.
that's his goal though. That's Errol Spence's goal. So my thing is though, you got to think about it. The PBC has invested so much into Spence. They not sacrificing him. That's the same thing with Tank. Spence, Tank, and Boots are the PBC's plan. You can see it, bro. So it's kind of like
Yeah.
them guys. You can't really think about. They not setting anybody up. And Art man, I just want to tell you this, bro. I there's no doubt in my mind that Boots could beat Spence, but Spence could beat Boots too because Spence got inside game, and I got to see how Boots is on the inside. I think Boots would beat Crawford
What I mean by
easier
that
than he'll
comment,
beat
what I mean
Spence.
by
Is
that
my
comment,
guess.
I honestly feel like these guys are businessmen, so they think about the next. You know what I'm saying? Because Spence ain't gonna be doing this for long,
I feel
Mhm.
so
you.
they
I
gotta
feel you.
keep,
Yeah,
they
kind of
gotta
like
keep, they
passing
gotta
the
keep it
torch.
going. So
and
they're
he's
gonna have to
business.
pass the torch to somebody.
And,
And I
and, he,
feel
And
and
like
he's business.
unlike Mayweather, who created a monster by passing the torch to a fucking Canelo, Earl
Right.
Spence is gonna pass it to a fellow black man.
That is
that's right.
true. That's a good point.
Well,
No,
I can see
I
that.
I can't. First of
well,
all,
hold on. Can I ask this question?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, what's going on, brother
What-
good to
Julius?
see you,
What's going
Julius.
on,
How you
brother?
doing, Julius?
Hey, I'm doing good.
Hey,
Look,
I'm glad to see that you feeling better, man. I'm glad to see that, man.
hey, I appreciate it, brother. It was a journey. I ain't gonna lie, man,
I
because
hear you.
that thing I have you feeling so bad, you'll think you're gonna die.
Yeah,
But
Mm.
I'm
you
glad you
had me.
didn't, bro.
You
yeah,
had
God
me
bless.
fucking on. You had me
appreciate it,
fucking
bro.
on Twitter for
But
like 2 days, and
y'all,
I was
y'all
hey,
know, I'm gonna tell y'all the honest to God truth. I don't think that Mayweather passed the torch to anybody, and that's how Canelo and them guys picked it up.
I was
You
gonna say that.
know, because Mayweather was a guy that was I mean, look, it to be a great athlete, you got to be a little selfish.
Hmm.
So a lot of these athletes now are selfish. So they're thinking about themselves and not the betterment of the sport when they leave. And he just left the mantle to whoever wanted to pick it up. You know what I'm saying? And I think that that's how Canelo picked up the slack and became the man when Mayweather didn't, and he should have passed the torch. But I'm gonna tell y'all why I don't think torches are passed much today like as they used to be. Because in order to pass a torch, you might have to get killed in the process. In order for it to be a new king, that old king got to die first, right? So a lot of
Hmm.
fighters ain't willing to get in a fight where it's a passing of the torch or they could get, scalped and you know what I'm saying, and it taken from them. And I think that sometimes hurt the sport when guys aren't willing to take those type of fights.
Canelo
Like
don't
Yep.
want to go out like Chavez Senior against his name
Facts.
De La Hoya.
right.
You're
Yeah.
If
right. You
you
don't
stay
see too
in
many.
boxing long enough, I
Yeah.
don't care who you are. If you stay in boxing long enough, you all gonna go out like Chavez or like Pernell Whitaker or like Roy
Sugar Ray.
Jones or any of them. It's just the nature of the beast. Even in baseball, guys go out terrible. There's
Except
no
for Tom
way.
Brady. That nigga ain't gonna never go away.
Well, that's because he's in a sport that
He a
takes
white
a lot
walker,
of
man.
help. You get what I'm saying? He's in a
I'm
sport
saying
where
even
he
most
doesn't have to
QBs
be.
don't go this long.
But listen, if you stay healthy and you're a quarterback, you can last longer than almost any other sport, because remember, they can't hit you. That's why guys, I don't care what the sport is, that's why guys fall off, because they could get hit in other sports. Tom
Yeah.
Brady don't get
That's
hit.
true.
Yeah, you
No,
got
that nigga
Tom
be
Brady.
getting
That's
hit
true, Julius.
because he
Another
just
thing,
take care of himself.
another difference.
Game.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. But the difference is too in this generation, instead of the previous generations, is when Purnell and them they was losing. One, the fan bases reacted differently. A loss wasn't the end. You feel what I'm saying? Today is social media, so these people be getting clowned and stuff like that. And people's just more bold nowadays with the disrespect. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like with fans, and they get caught on social media again. So it's kind of like public embarrassment times 10. So
Yeah,
people
you're
are
right.
afraid to lose. You know what I mean? So that's you got to add that
That's
to the
true.
dynamic.
And
That's
also,
true.
yeah, and the worst part is that when you lose to certain people try to devalue the win like it's meaningless. Like if Charlo beats, like for example, look at Selecki. Selecki only has 2 decision losses to fucking Andrade and Danny Jacobs. They're already planning not to give Charlo any credit for that win, but when Jaime Munguia fights Rosado with fucking 13 losses, they say, oh, he's finally stepping up. What? The hell
And a lot of people thought Selecki beat Danny Jacobs in that fight.
my point. So that's why the loss is different, because depending on who's fighting, they try to make the L. They try to devalue the person that's fighting. Like look at Tyson Fury. If Wilder had successfully beat Tyson, well, I mean technically he did, but if Wilder had been given the W and Tyson Fury had been given the L, they were already preparing to call Tyson Fury a cherry pick. Oh, he was on drugs. He was
Facts.
Even though he had 2 fights before and after the first Wilder Fury fight, they were already planning to call it cherry pick. But because he managed to survive and pull some slick shit, all of a sudden it's I mean, look at the mighty Fury and Wilder is this is prime Wilder in our book. Man, fuck that.
Yeah, you know what's crazy is they call Wilder a bum, bro. But then they want to put Fury at the top of the pound for pound. So you're saying him beating a bum puts him at the top of the pound for pound list? Like, just make it make sense.
Exactly. Now all of a sudden they want to talk all this bullshit. Now all of a sudden they want to show clips of Wilder from the Olympics talking about, oh, he's the American dream. This is prime Wilder. Man, fuck that.
Right.
Just not a month ago, y'all were like, oh, the anniversary of that bum Wilder getting smoked. The Canelo getting his ass whooped. Oh yeah, but look at Wilder. Now,
Right.
Now all of a sudden this week he's the fucking American dream. You garbage ass. Man.
Hey man, I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. And I seen this from being, while Art Man was out, I had got on some other shows by other people, and I'm gonna tell you what I think a real serious issue that we got, bro. The American fans, preferably the Latino fan base, and also the black fan base that roll with the racially biased takes that don't even be true. Now, I'm gonna give y'all an example. Now, I know everybody isn't a checkmate guy. I feel you, but it was a lady on. Her name was Lisa. Must say her name because
I saw it.
Publicly.
I was there. I saw
Oh
it.
yeah, you was there. Yeah.
Nobody has a problem with checkmate
This
here.
is crazy, man. Like people will see things that are true. Like they can hear people say what it is, and they will say, "Oh well, it's something else."
Yes.
And then you got black folks. This lady heard Barry Hearn and Eddie Hearn calling black folks, calling themselves slave traders, slave drivers, slave contracts, getting the prisoners in line, and all type of racial stuff. They talked about Al Heyman, a guy that says nothing. He doesn't say anything. So you can't say nothing positive or negative about his comments when someone don't make a comment. But it just go to show, man, that the race soldiering that goes on in our community, the Latino and the white community, man, it not just hurt sports in general, boxing included. It just hurt everything as far as life, because I've been calling people out. Folks been blocking me today on Twitter because of the tragedy that happened out there in Texas. And I called people out. I said last week, 10 days ago, 10 beautiful black souls got taken away by a race soldier, and y'all said nothing.
Right. Yeah, the usual people that'll get real buck over some nonsense. Like when I made a comment about Ugas's wife that I personally thought was more attractive than Terrence Crawford. Like, niggas could talk all day about that dumb shit. That first of all, I don't really care what any of you have to say. None of y'all are paying my bills. Second of all, what I said was just an opinion. Third of all, y'all could talk all day about that stupid shit. But when it comes to an important issue, like you said, the massacre in Buffalo and then the Texas situation, everybody quiet.
Everybody's quiet.
Right.
But you
Now,
know
They
who's
are
fucking,
unintelligent, bro.
know
I
who's
was and
fucking
told you.
art, man? Because they don't even know how to articulate themselves when it comes to a situation like that.
Right. Y'all beat me to it. That's what they don't have the intelligence to comprehend the significance of the issue, so instead they just ignore it. Now I appreciate
Yes.
them. I appreciate them being quiet because they're too fucking stupid to talk about stuff. But however, do that with anything though. If you know that you're too dumb to be having certain conversations, shut the fuck up in general. In fact, get off Twitter, get some real life
But you
stuff
know
to
what
see.
my thing
Go
is
make
though,
some moves.
D-High? Forget the black folks that's talk about it. Some of them dudes on boxing Twitter actually look like that dude who shot up that school.
Real shit.
Real shit, right?
Real,
And I be
real
trying
shit.
to tell people, and they be talking about crazy. Some of these dudes on boxing Twitter, I be getting to the most be the white Latino looking dudes, man. They're Latino, but they can classify themselves as white. Them dudes be having a lot of anti-black hatred, man. And they be, no, man. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised, dude. They got
But
that look, the same
Let me
look
let
but
like
me
that dude.
but here's the
D-Hop,
thing
D-Hop,
too.
let me hold on. Let me build on D-Hop point real quick. Let's
Uh-huh.
just translate that intelligence to the boxing world. The same people, like you said, who can't speak on those issues in some sort of intellectual, thorough way, are the same people in boxing Twitter or boxing YouTube that I see. They'll be like, "Oh, I don't care about the business. Oh, race doesn't matter, but in boxing at all." And despite all the evidence seen to them, because they're just too feeble-minded to understand the concepts we're talking about.
You gotta
You feel what I'm
understand
saying?
it too.
And then they'll
Look at
use a
it, bro.
fucking triangle theory to decide who wins a goddamn fight.
They
Oh, well, this
believe that
person's resume is better. I'm like, nigga, resume don't fight for you. How many times you
anybody
gotta
who
do all
believe
that?
that Eddie Hearn 1 week story can never call anybody stupid, bro.
Oh my god,
Anybody who
facts.
watches boxing.
Facts. My god.
Yeah.
Y'all
Yes.
sat there and told me because of a fucking octogenarian had a fucking law degree back in Jim Crow days that this motherfucker is impossible for him to lose a fucking case.
Oh,
Bro,
you talking about Bob Arum?
Yeah.
Well, the thing. I don't think that they believe he can't lose a case. They just don't believe, and this is some black people too. They just don't believe that black people should have rights, and
Yeah, no,
it's
real
what
shit.
it
Because a
is.
lot of them
it's
was
that
just like he's just
simple.
not.
They just
A lot
don't
of them
want
feel
to.
like
Hey, look.
a lot of
Hey,
them feel like Wilder wasn't just gonna win because he's black too, and black
yeah.
people just don't got a good representation when
What's
it
up,
comes to
Holly?
law.
Hey, look, man. Hey,
And
look,
people
man.
think
I be hearing.
Shelly Finkel ain't stupid. He know what the hell he doing.
Hey, look. It's always been that thing, man. I've said this to y'all before, and I'm gonna say it again. I've had conversations with people, and I would tell them, hey man, A and B, and then you got to get to C. They will not listen to me. And these are people in my family, wherever. And
Yeah.
then a white guy can come right behind me and say, hey, A, B, and
A,
C
B,
is
and then
this.
C. Yep.
And they'll
Woo!
and they'll say, man, Mr. Charlie came to me today and he told me A and B
He
is
gave me
C.
some real game.
He is articulate. And I'm just telling y'all, man, that I'm clowning all people that do that the same way I have been my whole life. That's why I keep talking about this lady, Lisa from Newark, New Jersey, or wherever she's from. She's a
Listen,
coon.
yeah, listen, man.
I don't even know who that
I don't
is.
know. I don't know her
I don't know who you
personally.
talking about.
Coon.
I don't know her personally. So I don't have nothing against her personally. But when she was talking, I was like, man, this is why you can't just give respect to people just off the strength.
Wait,
Off
was
the
that?
You know what I'm
strength of him
saying?
being black,
Of
right?
being black, because her talking points. Now it was on a YouTube show. You know what I'm saying? But like,
Yeah.
and I was
Oh.
just scrolling through because it popped up on my thing, and I was working
Cooning.
and I was listening, and I was like, man, yo, she's soft shoeing like crazy right now, like for no reason, bro. It was like,
And
you know what I'm saying?
and then what she tried to do is she tried to talk real long. Well, you
And
know.
real disrespectful too. She
Yeah.
had a lot of
Don't
animus in the
cut me
voice.
off. Don't
Yeah,
cut
like,
me
yo,
off.
stop with
Man,
all the
what are y'all
emotional
talking
talk.
about? What
Yeah,
what channel
what
was
show?
y'all on?
This
What show is this?
look, we was on a channel
Or
and
you can put
someone started cooning.
Put it in the
But
back chat.
the only reason I talked about it is because of the level that this person went
Yes,
to.
yes.
I have never seen anyone.
Make all type of excuses.
Oh my God, this lady, first of all, you could tell that this is a lady probably in her 50s, wanted to sexually assault Anthony Joshua. Yes, it is, Jason. You better believe it. And I clowned this woman all night long because
You
I
sure did,
told
man.
her she gonna go to New York, and I told her Eddie and Barry Hearn gonna bring out what they say, the same racist stuff. They said they gonna break out the whip, and she gonna get a whooping from them. You know what I'm saying? So it's just crazy, man. I not only brought it up because I'm sick of it, and that's why it's
Bro.
really I don't really talk to nobody on Twitter and all that no more because people are like I say, they are embarrassments, man. I mean, the level of cooning, and I want people that's my age and older to stop saying that racism gonna stop once these people die out. That's a
Oh
lie.
Hell
my,
no.
That's a
yeah,
lie.
my God. Let
Stop
that
it.
dream
Bro,
go, man.
the shooter in Buffalo is living proof that that's fucking wrong. He was like,
Thank
18.
you.
Because
he,
it
he was like
transferred.
18 years old.
It's not just white folks. It's other people that can classify as whites as well.
Absolutely.
And let me
Bro.
tell you something. As long as racism, specifically anti-black racism, as long as you can still make money off of that motherfucker, ain't going nowhere.
Thank you. Thank you. Everybody
Right.
heard the saying
Nowhere.
from Tupac talking about how he maybe can't change the mind, but he can spark the mind that can change. All ideas live on past the people. You feel what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like Walt Disney is
Facts.
dead, but Mickey Mouse is still going. Like
Still
racism is
going.
Bro,
going to be here
look, think
regardless. You guys
Malcolm X
just
died years before I was born, and here I am, an
Yes.
artist of today,
thank
drawing
you.
paintings of him, getting ready to teach my child about him.
We're all living proof of these concepts, right? So
Yeah.
like we got to let that go, one. And then two, again, I don't know any of these people personally, but and I'm not one of these people who gets on here and shows disrespect to anybody. But the only reason I didn't like the lady you talking about, Julius, and what she was saying was because she came on disrespecting y'all too from jump with the little attitude or whatever. And
Mm-hmm.
then she was soft shoeing too. So I'm like, yo, this is unproductive. This is the type of person that when you're talking about building and stuff like that, you just got to ignore. Keep her out the plans. You know what I'm saying? Because she's one of them that's going to go back. Like, hey, they trying to get off the plantation. Listen,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm
Bro,
not trying to hear that.
And
Man.
the worst part about this situation is that these are some people that aren't even actively being rewarded. They're doing all
Yes,
of this.
you get nothing out of it.
No, but that's what I'm saying. They're doing all of this because they might get some shit, and that's how powerful this shit is. Because one day they might, oh my God, just man, there ain't shit productive over there, and that's
Hey, but
But
look.
you know the nastiest part about this though,
Uh-huh.
the nastiest part about this though is that, and I'm not trying to take no shots at anybody because of their age, but it's a real selfish thing in my opinion to kind of like not do anything in your generation and then try to sabotage generations going forward with that same talk. Like at the very least, just be quiet. You feel what I'm
That's
saying?
Right.
why.
If you gave up, just give up in peace, man. Don't
Exactly.
try
Yeah,
to stop us
exactly.
from doing our thing and our progress. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Right.
it's just like the difference. It's just like the difference between Julius and other people in this age range on Twitter. Just because you've managed to survive, a long time, doesn't mean you a quote unquote OG in the game. You could just be a
Right.
dumb old man.
Exactly.
That's
Hey,
why. No, for real. That's why. That's why I was.
there was a situation before at my I'm a little story at my old job.
Mhm.
Apparently, man, this white lady, she was talking to me crazy in the administration, and I had to put my foot down and let her know, like, hey, I'm not that guy. I was able to articulate myself really well. Didn't use no swear words or anything like that. Man, my coworkers seen that shit. They looked at me like I was Nat Turner or something. Like, oh my god, how can you
Well,
say that about in front of her face? I'm
thanks,
like,
Jason.
Dwayne is a little radical, isn't he? I think we
yeah,
have to report him to HR.
and it's so sad because a lot of the older generation be like that. They be like, oh my lord. I'm like, this is the first time y'all seen a nigga talk black like that. Come
Hey,
on,
but
bro.
you know, the thing is, man, is it was a song that you know, Jadakiss said something in a song one time, a lyric that lived with me, you know what I'm saying, forever. And he had said something along the lines of, you know, those people, you know what I'm saying, be older. Because Jadakiss around the same age I am, and they be talking the OG talk, but they be the ones that done snitched and did all type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? All type of coonery. So age don't mean nothing except you could be a bigger buffoon than anybody. You know what I'm saying? And done did a whole lot of craziness. But I believe in helping the next generation, man. And that goes from my son, you know, that's around y'all age to whomever. You know what I'm saying? That's me, man. I believe in
Yeah.
that. If I'm gonna leave a mark on this world, it's gonna be that, hey, I helped some brothers, you know what I'm saying, realize that they worthy of anything anybody else is, and they don't have to sell out to do it, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, them people, man,
See,
that's
that's
crazy.
pure respect
They
right
say
there.
they somebody try to say it's I was stealing from the boxers when I do my work or whatever. But these same
Uh-oh.
peoples will look at the other artists on boxing Twitter posting pictures of
Uh-oh.
artists that they painted and now they're selling. And I'm just like, bro, it just goes to show you like a lot of people are weak minded, man. Like, how the hell you gonna be mad at me as a young brother trying to get it, but
But
turn around and be
art
like,
man,
They
oh,
here's the
also don't
thing.
know what copyright is either, so you just gotta ignore
Yeah,
they
those
don't.
people. They don't even know
and
what copyright is. So
and
you
and,
know,
and here
I
go
know.
the other thing. Now, some people say something about art man and you know what I'm saying, if he's selling, you know, products, who getting a piece of it. But those same people will go to like a flea market or something and buy a picture. You know that picture that be circulating of all them black folks that sit around and eat at that table
They
or
will,
whatever.
and
You know what I'm saying?
all them
Them
fucking
guys will get
Tupac
right
pictures.
there and buy that. They'll buy one of the fake pictures of the good time picture that sold for 5 million. You know what I'm saying?
right?
You can get that in any hood. But that's what I'm saying. They'll go to flea markets and all over the place and they buy things that are not copyrighted by other people, and it's not even said a word. Matter of fact, I seen them promoting some guy on the internet. I think it's a Spanish dude, and they were like, "Oh, this guy got great art." And
And his design of
who he
Canelo was
paying?
like terrible.
Yeah, but
I
I'm
think I
just saying
made
you
notes.
saw it, but I'm just saying
Yeah,
they were promoting that guy. But I'm saying I ain't never heard anyone go on that guy page and ask him about copyright and
and the
infringement.
and the worst part about it is, what's the difference between an electronic rendition of something digital versus an actual painting? Because there are dudes from the UK that paint pictures of fucking Anthony Joshua all damn day.
Nigga,
Bro,
I'm literally painting without the mess because everything's
Exactly.
electronic, nigga. It's 2022, nigga.
yeah. Again, they don't know. One, they have no idea how copyright laws work, and then two, just think about it. Why do you think NFTs have to get copyrighted and trademarked? Because art is a public consumption. You know what? I'm not even gonna get into that. You feel what I'm saying?
I
Because it's
know
like
they don't
obvious. You
understand
can
how
just
the First
read.
Amendment work either.
Yeah,
They have
and
no
they don't
idea, bro.
understand. They don't
I guess
understand
they want to
that
see
that
art
could be.
man paint like what's the white guy, man? To be up there painting with the curly hair. Rest in peace. I forget his name.
Bob Ross.
Bob
Oh,
Ross. I guess they want you to be Bob.
and they don't understand. They
Rest
don't
in
understand.
peace, Bob Ross.
And they don't understand that personal like personal privacy
Hold on. What you say, Beehive? You kind of low.
Oh, my bad. I was just gonna say, they don't understand that when it comes to personal privacy, you have to be in a space in which there's a reasonable expectation of
Hey,
privacy.
thank
Meaning,
you.
meaning, if you're a fucking celebrity and you're on television, nothing you're doing is private. We're actually
You
paying
are a
money,
public person, bro.
right? And especially if Art Man paid money for the pay per view, nigga, I paid to watch the fight. Why the fuck can I draw the shit? I already paid for the images.
Right.
It's
Right.
not. It's
Oh
not
my
like. It's
God,
not like
bro.
I'm saying this. It's not like I'm saying official Errol Spence merch from
Right.
Errol Spence's
Right.
website on my
Exactly.
website.
Yeah, you
Right.
just gotta
Or
ignore them people, man. They trying to, distract you from your goals, man.
hey, hey,
They not
Anybody,
about nothing. That's
anybody
all.
who thinks Terrence Crawford is the A side over Errol Spence Jr. is a fucking idiot. Like, just
well,
like anybody
well,
who tries to argue some shit
I
like
take
that,
it.
they're
I
they're
take
dumb
offense
across
to
the
Art
entire
Man
field
trying to be
of
Bob
life.
Ross.
Yeah.
There's only one Bob Ross in here. There's only one.
Yo.
Oh my god! I swear,
That
bro.
nigga said. That
Shout out
nigga
to
said you
Bob
slay
Ross.
Art
Bro,
Man.
like, I can't even do it sometimes. Like, basically, whenever somebody says, like, and like I said, extreme willpower is the only Bud fan I know with any fucking common sense, and also Vernon Davis too. I like them both. But anybody who really tries to articulate that Terrence Crawford is the A side over Errol Spence, I just know that in every spectrum of life, you fucking retarded, my nigga.
Bro, the
Bro,
Bud
them
fans be on
people
some
will
straight. They
just
be on some
they'll be
straight.
quick to tell you. Oh, my fault. Go ahead.
Bro, if you go on the face, some of these Facebook groups, they be having pictures of Errol Spence with like female features and shit, saying like Errol Spence is such a bitch. He talk about business.
Oh my
He ain't
God.
talk about fighting. Nigga. He talk. They were. They really, man. I don't know if y'all ever seen that meme of like Lamar from BMF and the Big Meats from
Right.
BMF. They said this is the difference between Terrence Crawford fans and Errol Spence fans. It's really the truth
I've
because these
seen it.
niggas, Bud fans, are just like some grimy niggas that just like don't understand
Man,
how shit
they
They
go.
just be
they
drooling
all
at
the
the mouth,
same
bro.
fan base. I'm telling
Yeah.
y'all the truth, man. We
All
all
the
are
same fan base.
fans of Bud and Earl. Some of us just think Earl gonna beat Bud. That's all. But
Yeah.
Earl's Bud Crawford fan base is a black fan base. Earl
Facts.
We all
Spence fan base is a black fan base. It's all the
But
same.
I will say
Huh?
this though, Bud fan base attracts some SWSs, bro.
Oh no,
I will
no
tell you
doubt.
that.
But
Bruh,
I
that's
will tell
I
you that right
agree.
now.
But
Okay, now
a lot of that is because they want to see Al Heyman lose, and they feel like when Earl Spence lose, Al Heyman will be losing with him. Trust me, if Earl Spence go out there and knock him out, that same fan base that you talking about will say, "Well, we all knew Bud was trash because of this and that." That's
But
what
that's
they're
why
gonna say.
I never debate.
Oh my
Watch now,
God.
I never debate Errol Spence versus Bud with them folks
You
because
Right.
I see their plot.
None of the talking points make any fucking sense.
No,
And
I ain't talking about the Bud fans. I'm just talking about the SWSs that be sidelining this Bud versus Earl beef because they
right.
really like seeing black folks going at it with each other. To
that's
be
all it
honest.
is.
And you know
That's
what's
why I be
hilarious?
cutting that. Excuse me, whoever that was
No,
talking.
I
Sorry.
apologize.
No, my fault. But that's why I cut Max off that day, and there's
Oh
been
shit.
others too. And I'm not trying to just single him out. It was others. I went at him because I told him, "Stop! All you trying to do is create some likes for yourself so that black folks can go against black folks." And I'm shutting that down.
They
Listen,
want
y'all,
a
I'm
civil
telling
war.
y'all. Yeah, man, we got to start to cut all that stuff off in the little stuff because if they see they can't talk to you on little stuff, they're not gonna say nothing to you on the big stuff, and that's all I'm saying,
Yeah,
man.
and that's why I be cutting them off with that shit. And look, my thing is, I let it be known when Errol Spence fight Bud, that's for the best fighter of the world. Win, lose, or draw, nigga.
Absolutely.
We the best,
Literally,
nigga.
nobody is better out of the winner of that fight. Zero. Not nobody. Not no fucking Canelo. Not Bivol. Not fucking Inoue. None of those people.
or
Man.
Chocolito.
Right. Like,
Oh
sit
Oh,
the
man.
fuck
oh
down.
man,
Estrada.
I done
Oh,
got in
God.
3 arguments that Twitter arguments, and a dude came onto a show and argued with me over Chocolito.
Oh
Now I
my
don't
God.
god.
understand
I know
how
you talking about.
him
Oh,
No, run
and
God.
it.
and and
5-3,
and
bro.
5-3 last 8 fights. And what did I tell him? And was taken out of the ring in one of those fights in a stretcher. And not just that. Then the guys went at me after I shut down the Chocolito talk, talking about a stretcher. Then they went to Juan Francisco Estrada. I was like,
Bro,
man,
I don't even know
y'all
who the
won't
fuck that
stop.
is. I'm
I
sorry.
said, man, y'all won't stop, man. with
don't even know
all
who that
these
is.
scrubs.
But
I don't even know who that is.
my thing is, bruh, look at their fucking paychecks. The world doesn't give a fuck
Yes.
about them.
No.
Nobody gives a fuck. Like I always say it like this. The sperm weight enthusiasts are like those people that will like purchase vinyl records and not even have a fucking record player. It's just some cool shit. It's just some cool shit so they can be like, oh, I'm an original music fan. You know,
Right.
or like those people who only like obsess over driving one type of car because this type of car is like a real car compared to all the other cars. Like, man, shut the fuck up.
Right.
You sound dumb. Like, just
I'm
Try to sound so
I'm a real
enlightened.
boxing fan because I know who knew he fought on his 15th fight and nowhere to fucking China. In
right, and then they
Asia.
don't,
Right.
and then they don't, then they really don't. They'll give you the wrong name. Be like, okay, so who did Inoue fight to get his first title? That doesn't matter. Shut the fuck up.
Hey, y'all crazy because that's exactly what happened. They said, just say you don't know Estrada. Just say you don't know him. I said, well, Estrada, and this is actual truth. He beat a guy from my neighborhood where I grew up who can't fight. And I'll tell him that. His name Dwayne Beeman, born in Greenville, North Carolina. He can't fight.
Didn't
He's a good guy. You know, he's a good dude. He talk black talk, got a big old head, but he can't fight. Let's be honest. He can't fight. And Estrada almost put him in a coma. So you bragging to me about a guy that's 112, 115 pounds. I asked them guys, since y'all talk so much about Inoue and all these guys, I said, why don't Chocolito and Juan Estrada go up 3 pounds? That's please just go up 3 pounds, fight Donaire or Inoue, and let's see how you fight.
Inoue will body all of them niggas in that order.
But look, that's what I'm saying is that these guys argue and they be so adamant about it. And they want to argue you to the death. And they be like, look at Chocolito. He beat these guys. I said, okay, Cozy will tell you. I went and I named a couple fighters that records were like 29 and 50.
Had never even heard of them. These people, they never
Never
even
heard of these guys. And these guys have been stopped 22 times and all type of crazy stuff. And Chocolito and these guys were fighting these guys while they were champions and or had just won the title and stuff. I'm like, man, what is this?
I tried to tell people Chocolatito didn't start getting into any legitimate smoke until like his like 43rd fight or some shit like that. Like he like and then even then the guy he fought, shit, I gotta go back and look at his name.
Nigga, if you got knocked out by a nigga who eat mice, stop talking to me, bro.
like
Seriously.
oh yeah, it was Brian Valoria. Brian Valoria was like
The
his
Hawaiian punch.
Yeah, it was like his 44th fucking fight, and I'm like, bro, look at all these fucking names. He's slaughtering liquor store clerks. Like, we don't know any of these niggas. Like, damn. And so you tell me 44-0 off nobody, you pound for pound. So, but that logic, fucking Zerdo should be pound for pound.
Bro, I don't understand how y'all do this. I'm just getting into boxing Twitter because, look, I watched boxing with my pops growing up, and I had got out of boxing for a little bit, and I've recently came back, you feel what I'm saying? And I'm on Twitter. I've been on Twitter and on YouTube and stuff like that, but I hadn't been on boxing Twitter and YouTube. These people that are on here with these shows and stuff like that, it's like, bro, like Julius the other night, you know what I'm saying? When you were talking to the lady, she literally said, yo, Al Heyman, he never makes any of the fights. Then later, they started talking about promotional companies. I don't want to talk about promotional companies. You just brought up PBC unprovoked, and now you don't want to talk about promotional companies?
Exactly.
What are you talking about?
Her narrative.
The same people that will say, I don't want to talk about promotional companies, will sit there and give you the fucking win-loss ratio between Top Rank and PBC fighters on some bullshit. Like, oh, well, you see, every time the PBC crosses over, they usually lose to the mighty Top Rank. And then I'm like, that's because Top Rank only makes fights where they're confident their fighter can fucking win. Why do you think
and then they make Top Rank over here giving consultant fees to fucking drug lords to make sure they fighter beat PBC's fighters. So
here's another thing too, y'all. Now, she said that Al Heyman held up Bud Crawford's career.
What?
Oh my
So
God,
when
yo.
I gave her 3 fights where he fought PBC fighters while still with Top Rank, that's when they try to change the narrative. And look, man, and I don't like to look. You could be a female and know more about boxing than other people, but you know it's possible. But don't be one of those folks that really don't know a lot about boxing. You just a fan of certain guys, and then you try to come up there and be arrogant, and then someone
Yes.
maybe knows more than you, and then you want to sabotage, you know what I'm saying? Basically hijack the whole show after that with your lies and
No,
all types of
Yeah,
stuff.
they
man.
can
It's
they can fall back.
unproductive.
They can fall back on. Oh my God! Don't get loud. How could you talk to a woman like that? It's like because she don't know what the fuck she talking about.
And
That's
she
what it is. She don't know
inserted
what the fuck
herself
she
into
talking
a
about.
conversation and tried to hijack the conversation like Julie said. And I'm not a person who's like petty like this or even like to talk about other people when they not in their presence because I don't know you. I'm just saying I didn't enjoy the conversation when you change it up and it's like there's no logic involved in what you're saying and you're contradicting yourself. And it's like, bro, you're just throwing off the flow of the show. Like
And to
Yeah.
what Julius
Can
it
I
don't
chime
add
in?
nothing to it.
What's
to
up,
what
Cry?
and to what Julius
Yeah.
and to what Julius said is first they say, well, PBC is witness protection island. Julius will drop the facts on them. Then they'll switch it and be like, okay, well, see, that just confirms that PBC is protecting Earl because why didn't they send him over? It's like, nigga, who is Crawford to where champions have to be crawling on the knees to fight him?
Thank you.
He's the nigga that needs fights. I tried to explain this to people. I'm like, bro, Errol Spence Jr. can fight Keith Thurman. He can fight Boots. He can fight Stayonis. He can fight Big. He can fight fucking Charlo. He can fight all these people. Bud is promotionally homeless, and he's the only one that needs a big fight. He has nowhere to go.
And let me tell you another thing that hurt her feelings, and it hurts a lot of people's feelings when they try to act like everything that's going bad has only just started to happen bad. I told her there was a time when Don King sabotaged fights. He held up the Pernell Whitaker Chavez fight for years. You know, there were other fights that didn't get made. Can y'all believe that Lennox Lewis and Riddick Bowe never fought each other?
Yep.
Two of the greatest heavyweights going at the same time. So these things are not new. Bro, it ain't nothing new going on, man. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing new going on. Oh, and one other thing, man. Shout out, rest in peace, Gary Russell Sr., man.
That
He
came
was
out
a
of
good
nowhere.
dude,
Yes.
man.
Yeah.
I talked to him before, and he was a good guy, a real brother. You know what I'm saying? Not one of these,
He wasn't phony.
guys out. No, he won't phony. He had 4 sons that fought professional. Gary Jones, a lot of people don't know him. They called him Gary Fast Hand Jones. He was a junior middleweight in the 90s, early 2000s. Gary Antonio, Gary Antoine, and Gary and Mr. Gary Russell, man. So shout out to that brother, man, and rest in power.
He did a hell of a
Yeah,
good job
okay.
with his family, man.
He can
What,
train his ass off.
hold on, we
All
gonna
his
spit on
sons
that.
are good.
He did a hell of a good job with his family because his sons got
Absolutely.
his names, and his sons are great fighters, man. Gary Russell Jr. is a great fighter. I don't care what nobody says.
And they don't get in trouble outside of the ring.
Yes.
And they mentally
Yeah.
strong. They ain't no coons. I love it.
Nope.
So he did a good job, man. Rest in peace to that brother.
Yes, sir. Rest in peace, man. Rest in peace, man.
What's up, Cry?
1,000%.
Yo,
The Crow's in the background. What's going on, Crow?
much. I got some
Yep.
very, very important news to share.
Okay, what's up?
It's
Okay.
about to be about female boxing.
It's supposed to be about Puerto Rican boxing.
Oh no. Well, like I'm gonna go to that Berlanga fight on June 11th, but
Okay.
There it is.
as far as from what I heard about the Errol Spence and Crawford negotiations,
Oh shit.
correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this negotiation table is not looking too good because it seems like that
Whoa.
Crawford is actually pricing himself out.
I think that's just a rumor, bro. I heard about the 20 million too, and I made a joke about it, but I don't think that's real. I don't think it's real.
Yeah, because that's what I'm thinking too. Because it's like, why would Crawford want to say that, knowing that he was just on Sean Porter's podcast like the other day, saying that, well, for this fight to be made, I want this fight to be neutral, and the fight has to be in Vegas and all this other nonsense. But either way, like, I mean, Crawford, he has no other choice but to fight, Errol Spence, because this will be your final biggest payday. So I think honestly, like, if I'm in your shoes, you should go and push for Errol Spence. Let Errol Spence, become the A side, and let's just say theoretically, if you beat Errol Spence, then you can have that rematch go into your favor, where you could have the rematch set in whatever venue of choice, right?
It's
To be
it's
made.
simple.
Oh.
It's simple math, just like that. But the thing is, for some reason, Terrence Crawford's groupies, they worship him to the point where all the conventional rules of boxing don't seem to apply to fucking Terrence Crawford. And it's funny because I try to compare Terrence Crawford's situation to Devin Haney's situation, meaning you got to go and unfortunately you got to bend and do what it do. They try to say, well, Terrence Crawford is a legitimate champion and Devin Haney's not a real champion. And I'm like, okay, that's great. That sounds really good. That sounds really cool.
Beating Jeff Horn makes you a legitimate champion
yeah,
at welterweight.
I don't even go based off wins or title defenses. The fact of the matter is that on the official boxing record, they are both official champions with the WBO and WBC respectively. So shut all that weak shit up. It sounds good. You want to suck Crawford dick? That's cool. But he's in the same fucking situation. He's in the same situation.
Hey, let me tell y'all something too, man. This is some news I got from Charles Conwell, one of his trainers, Roshan Jones.
Okay.
Bad news will be in the ring June 2nd out in Montreal.
Nice.
He gonna beat her this time, or he
Charles
gonna have an arm injury?
Oh shit!
Oh, don't do that.
I'm just saying. He over here listening to white folks letting them lie to him. Oh
Who
man,
that?
just go ahead and say you faked your arm injury, man.
Hey, look. All I can tell you is the guy that told him to do that, his promoter, is the same guy, Cameron Duncan, that had Terrence Crawford and had other fighters that also told on Bob Arum on the no black fighter list. So,
Yeah, I know. I'm just talking shit. Good luck
yeah.
with that,
So you know that guy did that trying to get some leverage. But bad news will be in the ring June 2nd, and I've been advocating for it, and hopefully he'll join PBC by the end of the year, so we can get these fights.
Because who is he fighting over there at Pro Bellum? They about to serve him up. Who?
Oh well, he probably
Daniel Kinahan's cellmate. That's who he's fighting.
Yeah, he'll probably beat some Eastern European guy. But
but
I'm telling y'all, come by the end of the year, I want to see him in fights with Goucher, Lubin,
definitely
Tony Harrison. Because I know Charlo ain't fighting. Sebastian Fundora. Let's do it.
Yes. Fundora, but
let's do it.
Lubin don't, bro.
Come on, man.
Hey, I just said his name. Look, whoever.
Lubin did not need that. Oh my
Charlo.
Charlo, hey, fucking Tony Harrison, fine, but Lubin needs to just rest and think about some things, because man,
he got a shellacking. His career might be over.
Talking about some Conwell. Oh my god, bro! Like,
bad news. Got to fight somebody. Zoo ain't gonna fight him.
Yeah, Zoo will get his
Can I
ass
say
torched.
something real quick?
Yes,
Can I say something? Let me just say something real quick. Just to switch the subject real quick, because it was bothering me too. I'm sorry. Now that we just talking about this stuff, I just want to lay one narrative to rest really quick about this pound for pound thing. And I know it's all hypothetical, blah, blah, blah. I don't really care that much. But I do want to correct something. People just assume just because you move up divisions, that automatically makes you better or your resume better or whatever. And context is everything with these things. Listen, when you move up in divisions, does it add to your greatness? Absolutely. But if you move up and you beat a Jeff Horn or something like that, and somebody stays at, let's say, welterweight and beats a prime Kell Brook or something like that, I'm going to rate the Kell Brook one a little better, because I think Kell Brook's a better fighter than Jeff Horn. So
thank you.
everything is in context, man. I'm not just gonna sit here and say, "Oh, the resume's better," blah blah blah, just because you moved up divisions. And this is not a shot at anybody specifically. It's just to correct that narrative. You know what I'm saying? We gotta think more
Cozy,
sophisticated as boxing fans.
and look, Cozy, and what you saying, I try to relay that message, but it sometimes I just leave it alone because it's just like I've had these debates in basketball. Like there are people that believe that a superstar, because Michael Jordan only played with one team, that the way to greatness is to be like Kobe or Michael Jordan and only play for one team. And so they'll slight LeBron or this guy, that guy, saying, well, they went in 3 different teams or whatever. And they forget that LeBron is actually a better player than Kobe or whatever, right? Same thing in boxing. You can fight in 5 divisions. You can come up from 122 to 147 or whatever. But there are weight classes that are very weak. So you can reign in a weak weight class and move up, and people say, oh, well, you got to be a pound for pound guy. But it doesn't matter about the divisions. It matters about the opponents and when you fought them. Okay.
And it's funny because people only understand what you just said whenever they're talking about Wilder.
Gotcha.
People only seem to comprehend what you just said when you're talking about Wilder. They'll say, oh, well, the division was sucking ass. And you know what's funny? They said the same thing about the Klitschko era. They all said the Klitschko era was weak.
Yes, they did.
They said the Klitschko era was weak.
Even though Klitschko lost in his era.
Right, lost 3.
It was so weak, but yeah, he had 2 losses. I'm talking about Vladimir, and Vitaly lost 2.
Okay, right. Yeah, I'm talking about Vladimir too. He got stopped. He got stopped 3 times in that whack ass era by by one guy we kind of know and 2 dudes no one gives a shit about.
Ross Parody. Yeah.
Right. Ross Parody, Brewster, and the other dude.
Yeah.
Right. And then you'll sit there and rate him so high up.
Corey Sanders.
Right, exactly.
Corey Sanders.
Right. You'll sit there and rate him so high for Tyson Fury's resume and shit. But then when it comes to Wilder's reign, all of a sudden, the division's back to sucking. Well, it was never good during the Klitschko era, right?
Right.
And then it's funny because you talk about Errol Spence's run at welterweight, and then you compare, or you talk about Charlo's undisputed versus Bud's undisputed, and all of a sudden people don't understand that concept. Well, the thing is, he got undisputed because the people were undefeated. It's like, what? I'm like, bro. And it's funny because people are so used to their favorite fighters just washing dudes that they forgot that the round robin at PBC at 154 is how boxing is supposed to be. When you fight the best, you take L's, and it's about a game of King of the Hill, and the last man standing
and the fights
is
are competitive.
Guy. Exactly. The fights are 50-50. We had no idea who was going to win. That's how boxing is supposed to be. People think, oh, well, I've been getting all these picks right, so I know the sport. No, that means the sport's fucking boring.
That means you know how to pick the fucking favorite.
Right. It's just terrible, bro. They're like, oh, well, all those dudes had a bunch of losses, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, bro, look at Bud's welterweight run. He's fighting fucking Brook and Khan after, like, multiple wars. I mean, like, Khan got knocked smooth out when niggas were in middle school. Like, bro.
Oh, my God. Benavidez had one leg. He just got shot, and he dragged him to the ring. It's like, bro, come on, man. And I'm not saying this because I hate Bud. I like Bud, but it's like, yo, we have to be realistic about what we're watching.
Bud is fantastic. It's just his fan representation is dog shit. And it's crazy because even Bud realizes that. That's why he praised UK fans, because he knows his American fan representation is off.
I'm gonna point at the screen, D-Hive, because what you just said is 100% right. The guy cares so much about you that he talk about another country being his number 1 fans.
That's all I'm trying to say.
And it's because of race soldiers. Those guys know what it is, man. They know what it is. And like you say, some of them had got so tied into a story that they were so believing in Bob Arum that even when Bud told you that he was suing this man to this day because of his racism and racist ways and biasism and everything else. They still said something about Al Heyman. That's why I'm telling y'all, if Earl Spence blows out or stops Crawford, even in a tough fight, those same fans are going to say Bud Crawford never could fight.
No, they're just gonna say Spence aged him out. They're gonna be like,
Oh,
well,
they're gonna say, yeah, it's gonna be his age out, right? Or
Yeah.
he never could fight.
They already saying that.
That happened. That happened the other night too. By the way, I just want to point that out.
Yeah, they're already saying that. They're like, well, Bud is 34. And he's been through a lot. I'm like, been through a lot. What the fuck are you talking about? He been on fucking cruise control. Like, bro,
Thank
Bud,
you.
like
Earl Spence been through a lot.
Thank you. Bud has barely been involved in any real fights. Like, if anything, fucking Bud is waiting EJ out. Like, oh, maybe these wars will take some of the edge off.
Has
So
Bud ever been injured
That's
before?
a fact, bro.
No,
You know,
I've never seen Butch out.
You
Bud
know,
out
and-
because of an injury.
because he's not doing nothing.
absolutely not. He stays in shape, bro. So like, yo, there's that. Listen, Julius, you'll know this because you said you was in the military. And my pops was in the military, and sometimes he would go on TDY. You know what I'm saying? He would go for 30 days or whatever it is. Boom, boom, boom. Go on an assignment, come back. Bud is what I call on TDR, the top ranked diet. He's on TRD, excuse me, the top ranked diet. He's been fighting guys like D-Hop said. I'm not knocking every one of them, but you know, there's always something going on with them at welterweight where they're not really, you know, any competition. He stayed fresh. That's life. That's good. You know what I'm saying? So there's no excuse. Just look at his last fight. He stopped Sean Porter, a guy most people didn't think he would stop. He's still in his prime. The aging out is not real. That's another just fake narrative, bro.
Now imagine if Terrence Crawford was at 140 and he had to fight some niggas like Matías and Gary Antoine Russell. Yeah, it'd be a little bit different later on in his career moving up. He might be limping or some shit. I'm not saying he wouldn't be able to beat him, but it's different when you go through stuff.
Hey, look, man. That's why I tell y'all that it's real hard for me to watch guys go through a lot of wars and then fight good in their mid to late 30s like that into their 40s and all that. That's why I look at guys sideways that do that. If you was a pressure fighter or if you took beatings, like, for example, all our top fighters that we like all burn out by the age of 30, 31. And this era, they haven't been because of what Cozy and D-High been saying. A lot of them have been on these diets, you know what I'm saying, where they've been fighting guys that have preserved them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just telling y'all, man, there's no way you can fight 7, 8 tough guys in a row and you still have a semblance of your prime unless you're on steroids. That's all it is to it.
They be talking about Canelo like, oh my God, look, he was so active. He fought 3 guys in a row.
And he fought all Euro bums.
Jake Paul.
It hurt people's feelings to call Caleb Smith a bum.
Could I chime in?
Go ahead,
Jake Paul and Canelo fought the same number of times in 2021. That's all I want to say.
Go ahead, Cry.
All right. I wanted to bring up a good point that I had.
Now, it's only a good point if we think it's one.
Oh my God.
You just can't say I made a good point. We gotta agree to it, Cry.
Okay.
Julius, get off people's helmet, man. Let them breathe.
I'm just messing with you, man.
All right. Well, I wanted to bring up something that I had discussed with a professional fighter in one of my interviews that I had. He said that certain sanctioning bodies prevent certain matchmaking for fighters because what they do is that they prevent the fighters that are a dangerous style matchup for other fighters to be prevented away from them. So that way, when they get up to the world title level, they're properly maneuvered a certain type of way where you see these type of, title vacancies here and there, with guys that you haven't heard of, like being matched up with the politically protected fighters. And I think that adds on to Cameron Duncan's point is that a lot of these like dangerous fighters, especially Black American talent, they pose such a high level threat to a lot of these like, hyped up fighters that we obviously don't give two shits about, because it's like these sanctioned bodies have some form of money being funneled to them through whatever promotional stable that's giving these fighters this how should I say, matchmaking politicization. So
Yeah, I mean that goes back to Canelo Alvarez and Matthew Haddon at 154. He wasn't in line for that. He wasn't supposed to be fighting Matthew Haddon. Matthew Haddon came out of fucking nowhere.
And don't forget, D-Hive, that fight was fought at a catch weight.
yeah,
Right.
it was.
Right.
It was fought at 155.
Exactly. So this has been fixed. This has been fixed for the longest. They always do that, and not to mention, are the judges from sanctioning bodies too? Aren't the judges like per WBC, WBO, IBF, like don't the judges?
Yeah, they got
bodies?
officials.
Right.
Yeah.
And
The
also
judges are
referees.
paid by the promoters. I know that.
Yeah.
Right. And then someone released. I don't remember which fight. I think it was for Bivol Canelo, how much judges actually got paid and how much the referee got paid. Someone actually released a graph on Twitter, and all
It's
of a sudden,
public records, brother.
right? Okay. And then all of a sudden, people saw the graph and they were like, "Oh, maybe boxing is a little messed up." Like, really, really. So it's 2022, and y'all bro. But these are the people that swear that they're experts. That's just why I get so mad. Like me, every week, every time Julius is on, he teaches me something about boxing that I didn't know before, and I'll just outright say I was wrong. Or I'll say I don't have enough information.
Absolutely.
Or I'll say more often than not, I don't really have enough information to disagree with you because I wasn't even born at the time. These motherfuckers will sit here, go back and forth, and pretend, pretend like they were there when Larry Holmes was fighting. It's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, stop talking.
A 16-year-old kid told me about a Floyd Mayweather Justin Juco fight from 1999.
Bro. Nigga was in diapers.
Me and a couple of my buddies was at the fight while we was in the military, and a guy 16 or 17 years old told me about a fight in 1999 in 2022. Just go to show, man. Look, you can't make that stuff up, man.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I can understand if you say, you know what, I went on YouTube, I saw this Mayweather fight, and da. But they were trying to talk about the boxing politics in 1999. And
You
look,
know when you're my fault. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, I'm so dumbfounded. When somebody talked to me about 1979, I might tell them about, I saw that fight, I saw this fight, because I only saw it going back to YouTube. But I don't sit there and say what the boxing politics was with these promoters when when it was 5 years or at least before I was even born.
Yeah. Well, you know what it is, Julius. When you're young, you think you know more than you do. But like a lot of people, they gotta understand, man. Part of intelligence is recognizing what you don't know and being humble enough to learn from other people. That's how you grow. That's how you keep evolving. That's why I like this show, because Julius, like he said, you just be breaking down the gems. You feel me? Go ahead.
Did y'all see the post I made that went viral because they try to say, "Oh, Art man, he don't know boxing or whatever." So I made a post about a Nui, right?
Oh,
and
God,
I said, let me think about it. Have Top Rank ever made a Asian boxer a star in America before? Because it really slipped my mind.
They all said Pacquiao.
I literally had a question mark and everything behind it. Nigga, they all said, "Oh, look at this guy. He don't know what the fuck he's talking about. He doesn't know boxing." I'm like, nigga, I'm asking y'all.
You asked the question.
And the thing is, Pacquiao. And the thing is, you can't put all that on Pacquiao. Like, I mean, on Top Rank, you can't put everything about Pacquiao on Top Rank, because not only did he have the same issues that Bud had at Top Rank at the beginning, as far as them, not making fights or stifling him, and the financial issues, but he also did some stuff. Didn't he have he had a few
hold up a second. And technically, because I can talk boxing politics from back then.
Right, go ahead.
Technically, Murad Muhammad and those guys, he was already a star. Like he was a star, but he didn't become a superstar until he beat Oscar De La Hoya.
And that was under
But-
HBO too.
Right.
HBO
But
was handling most of the promotion. He just happened to
But
be signed with
people
Crawford.
forget that Manny Pacquiao became a name under the promotional company. They called him the M&M Boys. Murad Muhammad, a black guy from New Jersey.
See, I didn't even know that.
He
See what I've been
fought.
talking about?
He fought the Marquez, the Barrera, the Ledwaba. All those fights, Eric Morales, all them fights was with Murad Muhammad and or Gary Shaw or somebody. Then he went to top rank and got with from the De La Hoyas all the way through Ricky Hatton and all that. Okay, that we know.
and
But
he
I'm
only-
telling y'all, right before that, all them great fights with Barrera and Morales, he was with Murad Muhammad. He wasn't even with Top Rank at that time.
And
So
he only-
technically, Art Man, you had a right question, and you was half right because he was already a star, and then they got him and made him a bigger star. But he was already a star.
Right. And he only went to Top Rank because that's where the smoke was. That's where the dudes. That's
and
where
he
the
got
dudes was.
right, and he got promised that big fight with Oscar De La Hoya, and he moved up all the weight classes and did it.
Right. That's exactly. So, and you know what? I knew he was with somebody before that, but of course I didn't remember the names or remember the company. So again, thank you for that. But yeah, this is exactly what I'm talking about. You motherfuckers don't even know who that is, and you're over here running your mouth. Oh, it's obviously Pacquiao. Blah blah blah. I'm like, dude, most of y'all, like, again, these are people who fucking don't even pay taxes, barely have fucking jobs, and y'all trying to talk some boxing politics. I'm like, bro, you can't even understand basic American politics. You want to talk fucking boxing politics? I'm like, you don't even know what you be talking about. And this is what I'm saying. This is exactly what I be saying. They just quick to talk and jump and all this nonsense. And it's funny because Artman was the first one to criticize Inoue's resume, right? They all said he was dumb. Someone else, some white dude like Vince Cummings and Montero, they all of a sudden say, Inoue needs to start fighting some people. All those same people were like, you know what? Y'all are right. I'm like, oh my fuck. Y'all are frauds, bro. Y'all are fucking frauds. And we're hold on, Cross. He who greets, who y'all think you're gonna put in for Josh Chet WWE top? I hope that Alberto Pollo still gets his shot at it because he would have beat the shit out of Josh Taylor.
Top rank stolen. Yeah. Hey.
Yeah.
He who greets with fire, you are absolutely right. He did steal him, but I was just saying that he was already a star up until that point. But you are right. They did take him away, but hey, he was already something. And Murad Muhammad and the M&M boys were, Roy Jones started that situation first. Well, in this era of using promoter chess for their promotional license and not sign them because he was with the M&M boys, Murad Muhammad and them for years. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Because you think about it, he never signed with any of the big promoters. And that Murad Muhammad and those guys doing what they did opened the door for Al Heyman to come in and bust the doors open. Because Murad Muhammad and them guys were already doing business the same way Al Heyman came in and started doing business. The only difference is unlike Murad Muhammad and them guys, Al Heyman went to school with these guys at Harvard. And, you know what I'm saying? And had one of the biggest names in music. But, yeah. Go ahead, D-Hive, now. Just to say something. I was just saying that the he who greets with fire.
Oh, for sure. I was just gonna say Alberto Pollo is still the number one. So for the WBA, he should be fighting over the vacant, but I don't know how the politics is gonna shake out. And number two, I don't know who they're gonna get to fight him because the number two is some no-name guy, so I don't think he's gonna get the shot. But they definitely not gonna put no Tiafimo or anything in there because
Matías. Look for Matías. Look for it to be somebody PBC.
He's not
Matías.
ranked in the WBA, so I don't know.
He isn't? Okay. Then you got Gary Antoine Russell. You got Richardson. Richardson Hitchison.
That's true. Hitchens could take the smoke. But go ahead, Cry.
All right. Well, I was going to talk about the Subriel Matias situation.
He has a
Um,
situation.
yeah. Like I was just going to update you to let you know that he will be fighting Jeremias Ponce for the IBF title eliminator. So whoever,
My
Good
whoever wins,
fight.
whoever wins that will either be the mandatory to Taylor or they'll be elevated to become the champion when the belt gets vacated. So
Damn, this
um,
nigga Ponce sucks. He has no fucking experience. His best win is fucking knocking out some British dude named Louis Vincent. The rest of his fights have been in fucking Argentina. He's 29-0 and about to get smoked.
Good
yeah,
fight for Matías.
They about to lock this dude the fuck up.
yeah. So theoretically,
Man, hey, I want to get y'all thoughts on George Kambosos versus Teofimo Lopez. That's coming up, man.
Versus T.O.
Who
or
is this?
Devin?
Yo,
Devin Haney,
I mean, I mean versus Devin
yeah,
Haney.
all
Devin
right,
I'm
let's
tripping.
Haney.
go.
The reason why
No,
I'm getting tongue tied because this motherfucker's debating me about Devin Haney versus Kambosos, saying Devin doesn't have enough power to keep Kambosos off of him.
Oh
oh
And I
my
God.
said,
fucking
nigga, I said,
Kambosos is a
look,
little
I
dude.
said Kambosos don't got enough power to keep Devin off of him. What the
Hmm.
fuck are you saying?
Kambosos got that fucking kangaroo paws.
I get so tired of these dudes, bro. What did Tiafimo and Cambosis teach you? What did Bivol versus Canelo teach you? What the fuck did Wilder versus Fury teach you? Like, dude, stop talking about fucking power. Power is nothing without application, without IQ. You could have the power of Thor, but if you can't apply that shit right, you're not hurting a fucking fly. Not to mention, when did Cambosis become the ultimate badass? He is Mr. Split
Man.
Decision.
He was he
Man.
was he was
He got like
labeled.
three fucking split decisions in a row, and people got the nerve to call Devin boring. Devin has only had knockouts or unanimous decisions his entire career, and just like Jerron Ennis has never fucking lost a round. What are y'all smoking on? Why do you think that Cambosos is working overtime with all this bullshit, hoping that Devin drops out of the fight? Because he does not want to fight him. He never wanted to fight him.
Every time I talk to somebody about that fight, they start talking about, oh, I think Devin's gonna underestimate it. It's like, wait. You are hoping that Devin Haney underestimates him like Teofimo, even though this is his first chance to become undisputed. So you're assuming a boxer is gonna underestimate somebody. Then, boom. On top of it, can we just talk about the actual, like, uh, ring IQ or whatever it is, however you think the fight is going to play out? Can we talk about who has the reach? Is he going to be able to keep him on the outside? Are George Kambosos' feints going to work? They don't want
And
to
look
talk
at
about him
Devin's
about that.
team. Look at Devin's team.
Yeah.
Devin was getting
That's what I
coached
mean.
by
So
Mickey Bay for the longest. Mickey Bay almost whooped Cambosos' ass, and Mickey Bay was 37 years old, hadn't fought in like 3 years, bro. Do you know what kind of inside information they have access to? Like, dude, like,
Thank you.
I,
Bro,
and it's so fucking creepy that Americans want Devin Haney to lose. It's fucking weird. Y'all are fucking weird.
Did y'all see the
sad,
video of
man.
the OGs with Devin Haney? Julius, I think Devin Haney them listen to your advice, man. They ditched the white boy and got nothing but brothers in the group.
They
Hey,
got
look,
Mike
man.
McCallum. They got Yoel Judah.
Hey, let me say this, and this is just Ben Davison is a glorified cheerleader.
Damn.
He's a cheerleader.
Terrible.
Another
Well,
guy,
he ain't around here
Terrible.
no
He's
more.
horrible.
yeah, can't come in the country anymore anyway. But
Right.
Mike McCallum is a guy that was a very technical boxer that also did it, but he also put hurt on people. Yoel Judah come from explosiveness. I don't trust Yoel Judah with a pure boxer, but I trust Mike McCallum there with him. And I think that's a better team than having Bill by himself. All Devin got to do, man, is do
Yeah.
what he do, put
Yeah.
some hurt on this guy, sit down a little bit more on his punches because he got to be more authoritative in this fight because of the cheating aspect could come into play. But other than that,
Yes.
he got the
Yes.
style that's all bad for Kambosos.
I agree.
yeah.
And I'll let me add on just real quick. The
No, go
reason
ahead.
why I think they brought in Yoel Judah was because if you watch Zab Judah a lot, he relied on a lot of feints and stuff like that to get his work off. And
Fact.
that's what George
Uh-huh.
Kambosos really likes to do. So I think adding Yoel Judah just gets Devin Haney accustomed to the mindset of a boxer who is very feint reliant. So I think that's what he's going to bring to the table for Dev this fight.
Yeah,
And it's funny because I always ask people, outside of Kambosos getting in close and landing the little, the little counter overhand right that he did on Teofimo, I always ask people, aside from doing that and potentially getting a knockdown or stopping Devin Haney with that bullshit, what else does he bring to the table?
The only thing that he can bring to the table,
look, and this is what I don't like about these niggas, because y'all want to, all of a sudden, y'all know about cheating in this sport and corruption all of a sudden. Y'all understand that. Damn, this possibility Dev could get robbed, man. Wait, hold on. I thought y'all said there wasn't no cheating in boxing. No, what the fuck? What
There's no cheating. There's no cheating because the commission.
Now they all talking about cheating. But see, you know what opened those people's eyes? These are things I've been telling folks that happen in Germany and Australia and England for 30, 40, 50 years now. They start denying, trainers to be able to come into the country. This stuff ain't nothing new. These things have happened in the past, bro. Water getting contaminated, food contamination, all type of stuff that have been talked about in all sports, not just boxing. These things happen in track and field all the time.
This shit happened in basketball. Didn't they say that Jordan didn't really have the flu? He had some bad pizza or some shit.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you the honest to God truth. Michael Jordan made that legendary. He was just hungover.
Yeah, he was hungover.
He was just hungover. Alcohol, but but it sounds, and like Napoleon said, history is lies agreed upon. You get one person that want to make Michael Jordan look like God. They say, "Oh, he was poisoned, and he went in there and gave it his all." You know what I'm saying?
The victor writes history books, man.
Huh?
The winner writes the history. The winner writes the history books, bro.
All day long.
They tell
his history is written by the victor.
All day long.
Exactly.
Yeah, but then history is also revisited.
Yeah, reason why in fucking school, man, I ain't gonna lie. I was one of those kids who, because I studied history a lot, man, because I just thought it was very interesting. I always thought that America was one of those countries that really tried to save the rest of the world. I was naive at a point of time, just based off of their teachings.
Right.
Then when niggas start getting older, start watching some Hidden Colors and shit, I'm like, oh nah, hold on, I had to go back. Back.
I watched The Wire. As a child, I used to watch episodes of The Wire with my dad. And then when I go into school and like they teach us about the American market system capitalism, I'm like, oh, this is just gangster shit. I'm like, oh, this is just gangster shit. This is all. So that's why, like, whenever the United States says we're going to secure something, I'm like, we robbing niggas. Okay, cool. So we need to secure the natural resources of the land. I'm like, oh, so we robbing?
Yeah, they robbing, motherfuckers.
Man, I remember we used to do training out in Puerto Rico years ago, in the 90s, when I was in the service, and we used to we was fire direction. So I don't know if y'all know any military talk. FDC 13 series, Bravos, Charlie.
That's guiding artillery and ordnance, right?
Artillery, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And man,
I know all about that.
we used to shoot out all the time in Puerto Rico. And when we shoot out, y'all know it's exactly what it sounds like. We miss the target and we might hit Walmart or we might hit a local store. And people would just write it off like nothing happened, man. America is something else, man. It was like it would nothing happen. And they actually had all type of marches. And this is why, man, I'm gonna say something real controversial, but it's just some facts in this. I'm gonna do like Cried. I'm about to say something factual. So the thing is, man, that us black folks, man, and even, you know what I'm saying, the Afro Latinos, bro, we ain't getting nowhere in today's time by marching, by singing, by holding hands and crying together. That stuff played out, man. That
There's
don't
nothing
work, bro. It ain't working, man.
About that.
Huh? Is a what now?
There's nothing controversial about what you
There's
just
not-
said.
Oh wait,
I said
well
there's
we
nothing
gonna have to
controversial
take
about
up.
what you just
We
said.
gonna have to take up arms, man, and we gonna have
Julius,
to retaliate, man.
One
Point blank.
thing you could say about this new generation, though, we are starting to get on point when it comes to this whole FBA calling for our reparations talk, man, and
Yeah.
telling them folks we not voting unless y'all give us reparations. No
I agree with
symbolic
that.
bullshit.
And
And I feel
weeding
like
out
sometimes
and
I be
weeding
thinking to
out the
myself,
detractors.
damn, why did our people take this fucking long to understand there's a difference between African and Black American people?
I can tell
Exactly.
you why. I can tell you why.
Why?
Because they thought if they just played the game long enough and did whatever and said whatever and kumbaya and all that nonsense, eventually one of two things would happen. Number one, they would successfully assimilate and we'd live in a world where color isn't seen. Or number two, the African immigrants would take some of the privilege and passes that they receive and trickle it on down to us. We realized through a bunch of different scandals, our social encounters with them, and the BLM situation that is not how shit works. It is not going to trickle down to you. You're not going to get it, and you have to take it.
Man, bro, man, when y'all get some free time, y'all need to watch that show Atlanta. It was a great episode I watched last night. It was about it had Kevin Samuels in it. It was
Oh,
about
Rest in
Oh,
peace,
I
Kevin.
seen that.
it was about
I seen
a
that.
white a mixed kid. He was black and white, but he focused on the white side more, and his dad was black or whatever. But anyways, all his white friends was going to college, but this motherfucker needed some money to go to college. His black dad didn't got it. All of a sudden, Kevin Samuels, some type of professor or whatever, came back and said, "Hey, I'm gonna buy the school and I'm gonna pay for everybody's tuition who's black." Man, that shit was such a good movie. I don't even know.
Did he act? Did he become black then?
Hell no, he didn't
He
pass the test.
tried.
He tried.
He
He
Yeah,
tried.
tried.
But
they held a test. They were like, yo, you have. It's like an interview basically. They're like, listen, we're gonna make sure you black. You feel what I'm saying? You had to answer some questions. And you know, since he lived his experience as a white man for the most part, he just didn't get the nuances, so he got denied.
he didn't
And
get it.
you know, yeah.
And what I loved about it too is he wasn't the only person who didn't get it. A Nigerian dude didn't get it either. And I'm like, that is genius because it's like that too, man. Their experience is different from ours, even though they look like us or whatever.
Hey, that's
Listen,
why I
they're
respect the brother Godfrey, man. Y'all know Godfrey, the
Yeah, me
Yes.
too. I
Yeah.
respect
yeah,
him too.
I respect him because
He keeps it
he
real on
talked
that.
about his parents being, from Nigeria, immigrants, and him being, what I'm saying, he admitted, hey man, I'm a FBA. You know what I'm saying? Like everything about me, you know what I'm saying? My parents, nah, man, I lived the Black American experience, is what he said.
And the
So
thing
Yeah.
is,
Listen.
and the thing is, he's honest. He's honest at least about what his parents told him and what his
Right.
upbringing was. He understands that his parents tried to engineer the separation between him and us in his childhood. But the thing
Right.
is, society wasn't letting that happen. His interactions in school weren't letting that happen. His interactions with the police and going out weren't letting that happen. And he was constantly reminded
Right.
that we all one and the same. And it's like, yeah, so your parents,
Exactly.
all that bullshit is nice, but especially you try to get on the comedy circuit, man, you just another nigga.
All day long.
Facts. And listen, man, here's the thing too. This is not any hate towards Nigerians by delineating ourselves. We're just establishing the group, for these specific purposes. You feel what I'm saying? It's still like,
Man,
if
look,
you
out here in Minnesota, if you call an Ethiopian person Somalian, then they want to fight you, bro.
you know what I mean? Exactly. All these things the lines already exist, bro. It's just acknowledging.
They don't like Black Americans either now.
Matter of fact, yeah, they told
No, they
they
don't.
told me. They told me specifically. We thought this dude was who was
Stay
Ethiopian,
away
thought he
from
was
the Akata.
Somalian. He said, hell no, I'm not Somalian. I don't eat with my hands. I don't eat with my hands. I was like, oh shit, I didn't even know y'all niggas. I didn't even know, but it's just like that, man. They separate themselves. The only time they want to group up, is when it's time to get some benefits.
Yep. Then all of a
Mm.
sudden,
Then we all black.
technically,
Then we all black. Yeah.
well, technically, if we look at history, we were all in the same boat together. Like,
It's just a
Yeah.
different stop.
yeah, fuck that shit. You go
Trust me,
ahead.
there's a
People
difference
enslaved each other,
between
too.
niggas like Anthony Joshua and fucking Dillian White compared to a
Man.
Wilder or a motherfucking Charlo or something.
Yeah, you notice
Mm.
Anthony Joshua didn't try to become down till he got his ass beat.
Well, me, yeah. And,
I
man,
need to go back
I
to
kind
the
of
raw,
felt bad
rugged
for him.
streets. I'm like, if you don't shut your stupid, crumpet
The raw,
eating
rugged
ass
streets,
up,
man.
shut up.
He said, I got to get
The
like
raw, rugged
Big
streets.
Meats.
He looked
Big
up to
meat.
Big Meats, huh?
Larry
Yeah,
Hoover
I
and a
said,
bunch
really?
of dudes. Yeah, a bunch
Yeah.
of dudes that either got locked up and laid down.
Man,
like,
he
what
just
are you
talking
talking
off the song, the Rick Ross song. That's all.
Yeah,
Right,
Yeah,
because
man.
he
He
being
gotta
He
a jail.
stop
just
that.
he ain't never heard of no Big Meech and no Larry Hoover, man. They
That's
don't
what I'm
let
saying,
them.
bro.
They don't let them hear that kind of stuff in England. They
about?
don't
Yeah,
let them hear
Absolutely
black
not.
Americans like that.
they
Because
literally
A
we don't
lot.
banned
even be talking about them.
they banned Tariq Nasheed from the UK, bro. Hell, dog. I would
Yeah,
never
man.
want to go to a place that banned Snoop Dogg and Tariq.
Damn,
If
Snoop Dogg got
if
banned?
Snoop Dogg and Tariq can't go in there, why the fuck would I want to go there?
Wait, Snoop Dogg got banned from the UK?
Yeah,
How?
I didn't even
What
know.
the fuck?
yeah.
Look at
Oh.
Australia, bro. Look at Australia. Yo, they not letting Devin Haney talk to him because of 30-year-old conviction. When you look at the history of the Australian country, 20 or 30% of the population are descendants
Bruh,
of convicts. Just the
damn
whole
all that.
majority of the whole country.
Mike Tyson was convicted the same exact year as Bill Haney, served a longer sentence for a more serious charge. He visited Australia because the administration gave him special permission.
You see what I'm saying? You
But
see
when
what
I
I'm
when I tried to
saying?
explain that, people were saying stupid shit like, "Oh, whoa, see, the difference is that's Mike Tyson and Bill Haney is Bill Haney,"
Oh,
and
God.
and I'm like, the difference was Mike Tyson was on some tourist shit. Mike Tyson just wanted to see fucking Australia and talk to some people. Bill Haney is the coach for the opposition of one of the biggest fights in Australian boxing goddamn history. You see why some of this shit might be manufactured, but they didn't want to hear all that. It's like, well, Mike Tyson is Mike Tyson because he's a celebrity. And blah, 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 blah. Shut the fuck up.
Oh, man.
Hey,
Mike Tyson is Mike Tyson.
Hart, man, you got another week before Cool Boy Steph, you know what I'm saying, get busy, and your man gonna be down there in Minnesota. Y'all gonna be chilling and, you know what I'm saying, chopping it up. You and Ronnie Boy Fresh. That's what I'm ready to see.
Got to separate them niggas.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that piece of shit.
Yeah, but I find it funny how people are like picking Roman with any sort of certainty. I'm like, based off of what? What does Roman do?
Roman is a smaller version of Figueroa. That's he's aggressive, but he can box just a little bit better, but not as strong. And
He
get
doesn't throw
hit.
enough punches.
Yeah, he doesn't. He waits. I see Fulton being able to outmaneuver that guy. But I like Danny Roman, but he ain't winning.
Yeah, he's cool, but he took a lot of L's early in his career. He looked like
he's
shit.
not winning.
Yeah, he looked like shit against Payano, and you know, and like a lot of his fights to get back in the title contention, he was fighting near where I used to live in fucking Ontario, and it's like, yeah,
I didn't know you used to live in Canada.
No, Ontario, California.
Oh, Ontario, California. Gotcha. Okay.
No.
Wait,
Yeah, nah.
California.
Hey, look, I
California
told.
borders Canada, right?
Hey, but let me give some love to the Nova Scotia brothers. You know what I'm saying? I know for a fact that Nova Scotia got some direct descendants of Black American slaves from the South that escaped there. So always show love to the Black Nova Scotians, man.
Shout out to the Nova Scotian history, but let me tell you something, man. Custio Cleaton, man, that was, man, don't even get me started, man.
Custo, two things about that. Custo got hit with some stuff, and then the second thing was Custo said, you know what? Hey, look, man, PBC can bring me back against somebody else. I ain't getting my career ended. He quit.
Man, he wasn't even never in that fight. He was
Okay,
trying to get
nah.
out of range the entire fight, bro. Like,
Okay,
and
I
give
don't
all
like that
credit to
type of
Boots,
talk.
but come on, man.
Nah,
Come on, man.
that's corny.
That was bad, man.
That's corny. People,
Jerron Ennis didn't even have to use like 1% of his skill set.
it is what it is, man. He makes them crumble.
I
And
give Boots credit. I'm just saying, Cussio, that was a bad performance, man.
I mean, it was
Right,
dog
but
shit.
wait
But
a minute,
I'm gonna say this: if Boots crack anybody with that same shot, it's curtains.
Yeah.
No. I'm not saying the shot wasn't fake. I mean, the shot wasn't real and like that. I'm saying the way he fought those 2 rounds, he was not trying to fight. He was trying to disengage the entire 2 rounds. Like, bro, he didn't come to win. He came there to survive from the opening bell.
Yeah, that's true.
I think he was trying to box and get Boots tired and box into the later rounds to maybe take some of the heat off. But it didn't go that far, and he got his ass smoked. What I find hilarious is that people thought like, oh, this might be the first time Boots goes 12. I was like,
no, you said right from the beginning that he was gonna get smoked.
Right, and I'm but my thing is, I'm like, what about Castillo Clayton tells you that?
Right.
What does he do? What does he bring to the table?
Right.
You can't even tell me. I was like, bro, get this dude out of here.
Right.
But
but yeah, man. But y'all know, I'm gonna tell you this too, man. I gotta go back to something we talked about a little bit earlier. I could actually see Mr. Gary Russell, that brother. I could actually see him retiring, man, and just becoming trainers for his other brothers, man.
Yeah. He would need to, because
I don't think that he really wants to fight anymore, man, because one thing about it, man, Gary Sr. was a very, dominant male in his family. You know what I'm saying? The respect that his boys had for him, man, that's the kind of respect you want from your children. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just fear or anything like that. It was just more respect, and they looked up to him. And I know they devastated today, man. You know what I'm saying? And death is a part of life, bro. And I experienced it on both parents, and it's rough, man. So yeah, man, we gotta keep them brothers in our prayers, man, for real.
Yeah, like I think I heard that Batman passed away too.
Who?
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep hearing about Batman, but who are they talking about? The dude that's the fan?
Well, he was a family friend, and unfortunately, he was killed.
Right, family friend. Gotcha.
Yeah, he was a.
Wait, Batman was a family friend.
Yeah, he wasn't in a family.
Yeah, he was a family friend who was killed in a traffic altercation. Some dude had road rage, took out a gun and shot the car, and unfortunately, he didn't survive the encounter.
Yeah, that was a couple weeks ago, I believe, right?
I think.
Yeah, like it happened this past weekend. I know that.
Sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah, but yeah, Gary Russell, and what's most important is that they take the training ritual and the strategies and keep them alive and document them and use them on each other, because they were all super solid until their father got sick, and then they all had suspect performances after that. So they definitely got to get it back on track. That's one of the things that gets me mad. People saying, yeah, it's about time that Devin Haney separate from his father. I'm like, look, I understand that Bill Haney is not really a coach. He's a father whose son boxes. I get all that. But him still being there is important for moral support and to witness one of the greatest moments of his son's young life.
Right.
I'm like,
absolutely.
You guys are the type of fucking frauds that would cry like some bitches if your parents didn't come see you graduate high school. And yet, and yet, Devin Haney's over here like, they don't say this dumb shit to Lomachenko. They don't say Papachenko needs to get out of the corner so you could be a man.
Right.
Lomachenko's
only with the blacks.
30.
They love to see us
35.
Yeah, they love to see us without our parents.
Break up and have problems with family. Yeah.
Let Papachenko.
Exactly.
And it's funny because Lomachenko got his ass whooped twice with Papachenko.
Right. Yeah, Papachenko should have got fired.
Right.
All that stuff that he be doing when he be touching the board and the red dot and all this. See, that's dumb stuff. But when a white guy do it of any type of ethnicity, oh man, look at how, oh my God, look at the way that Lomachenko touched that dot. Man, what are the training things he doing? He's catching eggs with his hands. He's playing hula hoop. Oh my God. You know, it's just the stupid stuff. They would rather see that stuff, and then they want, like I say, they want our black athletes to always have adversity. And it's always something. It doesn't matter, man, whether it's take your trainer away, they want you to fight hurt, they want you to go into the ring and fight someone 2-3 weight classes above you. It's always something where they want the black guy to be at a disadvantage.
To do the impossible, man. Yes.
Right.
Yeah, they made it seem like some truly epic shit. They were like, oh, he does these things for coordination and handle.
Right.
I'm like, the nigga is juggling, bruh.
Right.
Like, you know how many motherfuckers I can find homeless, dude, like homeless people at Santa Monica Pier fucking juggle. They could be high in a motherfucker, take some change in their pocket and start juggling. You guys are fucking idiots.
Yeah. Oh my God, look at that hand-eye coordination. I've never seen that before.
I'm like, you guys are fucking idiots.
He's juggling. and when he be touching the red dot, I'd be like, man, that look like a video game or something. Like, come on. And these guys crazy, man.
This nigga's playing
Just reaction time. Oh my God.
People are crazy, man. It's just like, man, I remember it's a video out there, man, of somebody talking to Pernell Whitaker. He had been retired, and he was talking about these guys getting in the chamber. You know what I'm saying? He was like, man, are y'all guys retarded or what? I ain't sitting in no 50 below with smoke flying. I mean, Pernell Whitaker spit everything out, because some of this stuff, man, is just different ways of getting money, man. Like,
it's a finesse,
Ice Path would do the exact same thing as those chambers. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, man, it's just, we in a crazy world now, man. We in a crazy world, man.
It's just nuts. And like, what's funny is that Errol Spence Jr. does what Lomachenko does on the stupid dots thing. But the difference is Errol Spence Jr.'s coaches, they spread those dots around an open area, and Errol Spence has to run to each one. So he's getting his full
do
body
something
involved.
Physical, right?
Right. You're not fucking playing Connect 4 on a Game Boy like a dumbass. That's why you lose fights, idiot. Because you don't have the sense to move your feet whenever big ass Tiafimo's closing on you. Talking about angles. Where were the angles with Tiafimo? Oh, well, his shoulder hurt. His shoulder or his feet? Because your feet make angles.
His shoulder hurt.
Angles.
Yeah, his shoulder hurt, and then for the last 6 rounds, he was just letting his hands go. It's like, bro, yeah, I gotta stop.
Yeah, it's like, dude, he lost because he's not that guy. Like, anybody who still tried to argue, like, people literally still try to say that Lomachenko is the best lightweight. I'm like, not only has he never been the best lightweight, but we just saw him get his ass whooped at lightweight. How is he the best lightweight?
Right. He lost at 130 and 135.
Like,
the 2 weight classes he's supposed to be the most dominant at. Right.
He's an all-time great, man. He's an all-time great.
Shit, yeah. Salido was below average at the time. Salido was way past it.
Yeah, exactly.
He was done.
He's otherworldly, man.
Salido was just trying to pay the rent.
What my man Breadman say? He's an all-time great fighter.
Oh.
Dougie Fisher, he's an all-time great fighter.
He's otherworldly, man. They say he's
unworldly. Yeah. Said, hold on. What Breadman said?
Superman? Like, what are we talking about here?
Hey, Breadman said that Canelo was hot as fish grease. All that good stuff. And now you haven't heard nothing.
And you know what made me sick about that post that you pointed out to me, Julius? He was so scared to publicly pick against Canelo because he saw what we saw. He didn't want to come out and say, "Yeah, I think Canelo gonna fuck around and lose this one."
Nope. He wanted to say it could be a bad, he due for a bad fight. All this dumb talk, man. Hey, look, that's why I said to him, "Do you think level opposition got something to do with being hot as fish grease?"
Did he reply?
No, absolutely not, man. Them guys don't be replying to me, man, because I be saying stuff like, y'all stop acting stupid up here, man. Stop acting crazy up
I
here,
gotta
man.
follow y'all on Twitter, man. I'm just getting into boxing Twitter and stuff like that, so I don't be knowing what y'all, the people you be talking about. But man,
Oh
some of the
my
things they sound
god!
like they
Like
saying.
some
My
of the
God.
nonsense that Julius and Artman tagged me, and I'm just like, bro, this is being argued. Like, what the fuck? Like, what are
Wow.
we? What are y'all doing? Like, and
These people
honestly,
crazy, man.
it just shows that a lot of these people are either unemployed or still in like high school or some shit. Because
Or both.
or yeah, or both. 'Cause the things that they be talking about, just like what the like, oh my god! And so you believe this?
Wow.
Like especially when it comes to like the pound for pound list and resumes and who's good and who's not. It's like people all of a sudden excited about this Triple G Canelo 3. I'm like, oh my bro, like this is not, like, oh, this is the fight we've all been asking for.
They're excited because they think that Canelo's gonna come in there and get this great performance, and then they can hop back on the train. But I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. I would love for Triple G to go right on in there and win the fight, man.
So would
Just
I.
go right in there and win. You
That
know
would
what I'm
be
saying?
That would be epic.
It
that would
would.
be
I don't
that would
think
be
I don't think Triple G can win the fight. Excuse me. I don't think Triple G will win the fight. But I'm gonna tell you this: it's not. He's not just gonna go in there and lay down. I know he's 40 and
Oh
stuff like
no.
that, and I'm not gonna favor him. But I'm just saying, if Canelo think it's gonna be a nice little easy fight because he's 40, he in for a rude awakening. That's the only happy thing I got about this Triple G fight. Excuse me,
But,
positive thing. Other than that, ugh.
Boston Plug Dave said he been getting hate all week about Conor McGregor is the UFC GOAT. I think that Conor McGregor is the GOAT of money in the UFC, no doubt about it. You know what I'm saying? They pay him correctly. They underpay everybody else, but he get his pay. He get his paper, Conor McGregor. I give him that. He got the game on lock in the UFC because to me, he reminds me of Chocolito as far as he lose so much, but still get props. So I mean, hey, more power to
Man,
guys that can do that. You know,
it's
the
man.
Arturo Gatti types that can lose fights and people still say that you're living pretty and you're looking good, even though you're losing. And I just got to be honest about Arturo Gatti. Rest in peace, but I'm being honest. You know, these guys lose all the time, but yet people look for reasons to, praise them. It's crazy,
Jake
man.
Paul would knock Conor McGregor out, man, and that don't mean nothing too crazy because Jake Paul's just way bigger than Conor. He would
right.
knock him
Right.
out, man.
And it's nuts, and it's absolutely nuts because when Charlo smoked Lubin, when Charlo first smoked Lubin, everybody
Mm-hmm.
that was high on Lubin, I mean, not me. I knew what it was. I mean, I didn't really pick Lubin to win that fight, fucking
Right.
anyways. But people were like, oh, Lubin's chin is destroyed. He's not that good. Blah 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 blah. Lubin had to put in all this work to get right back into title position. Not even title position, secondary title position in the pro
Right.
eliminator. He gets destroyed, and all of a sudden, the win over Lubin means, oh, you the ultimate. You stop Charlo. Like, wait, what?
Yeah.
What are you? Wait. So when Charlo did it, Lubin wasn't shit. But Pandora does the same thing.
Right.
Takes him 9 rounds and a knockdown to do what Charlo did in one fucking punch. All of a
Right.
sudden, it's well, Pandora is the ultimate badass. He'll beat everybody at one
Right.
point.
What checkmate
Yeah.
say? Artificial anointing, man. That's all that is. That's
Yeah.
artificial
Yeah.
anointing, man.
Artificial anointing. That's true.
Yeah, dude. Like, and that's one thing I was gonna say about earlier when you talked about Mayweather passing the torch, Julius. You're right. Mayweather
Uh-huh.
didn't pass the torch to Canelo. The people gave Canelo a torch he never had,
Right.
which is why they had to manufacture and guide his career so carefully.
Right.
Because when you take the torch, you can fight anybody. Like after
Right.
Mayweather, you should have been in there and cleaned up once before. You should have been smoking both
That's
Charlo,
right.
should have been smoking Hurd, should have been smoking
Mm-hmm.
Andrade, and showed you the man. But no,
He's supposed to have been the Black American killer.
right.
And he should have been like what Chavez did fighting Black Americans. Although he got beat by him, he smoked some too. But yeah, Canelo had his chance at the torch and he got blitzed. You know what I'm saying? Whenever a 36-year-old fighter fight a 23-year-old, the 23-year-old is supposed to really win or at least have a showing. You know what I'm saying? Like the 36-year-old is not supposed to blow you out in the ring. That's crazy.
Right. That's exactly how it's supposed to happen. And Canelo had all the advantages except for raw skill, which people
Yeah.
don't want to take into account. He is simply not skilled enough. And let's keep it 100. Bivol is not some ultimate badass. Bivol
Nah.
isn't. Bivol didn't do half of the shit Mayweather did, and he beat him the same fucking way. Bivol
And
didn't do. Bivol
Bivol
basic.
was supposed to knock him out. He's supposed to went in there and throwed and blitzed him. And he had opportunities, I felt, if he stepped on the gas where he might could have stopped Canelo. He didn't. He just did
That's why
enough
they picked him,
just to
though.
win.
Yeah,
That's why they picked him, because they knew like his style is not to really get you out of there and get you real hurt. He's just
yeah.
trying to
Right.
win.
He's
You know what I'm
not
saying?
better
Out of
be
all
if
the
he
light
doesn't have.
heavies.
He's not better be if he doesn't have a killer instinct. Better be able to get on your ass and club you in the
Yeah.
back of the head and shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Better be if it is a killer.
Yeah, he's
and
like
Joe
I'm
Smith, for all his flaws, he will try to knock you out. Please believe that.
Absolutely. Them
yeah,
first 3 rounds are gonna be a war, one way or the other. Ordinary Joe
Absolutely.
is coming to win.
Absolutely.
that's his only chance too. He got to jump on better beer from the very beginning and try
Yep.
to get bombs
Trust
on him.
me, he will try.
And and yeah, I personally
Yeah,
think
Better Beer's gonna knock him out.
Yeah, I
yeah,
agree. I
yeah.
agree.
Joe
But
Smith
this
don't
gonna
come
be
in
one
there.
fight where Better Beeve is in danger the first 2-3 rounds because my man can really punch. Joe is a good puncher, but Better Beeve is good at breaking down guys. But in the Marcus Brown fight, Better Beeve showed me also that he done slowed down. Even though he got Brown out of there, the first 3-4 rounds, he didn't even fight.
No, yeah,
And I was sitting here thinking to myself, he better be glad he fighting a coward because yeah, I put it out there.
For
Yeah,
real.
yeah,
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 Marcus Brown just didn't use his boxing
coward.
skills.
He's a coward.
oh,
Marcus Brown,
Coward.
he's honestly like he's just
oh,
like I would make Marcus Brown look the same person as
Marcus Brown is a coward, and he quit like one. He quit on one knee, shaking his head. Coward.
oh, damn, yeah.
Coward. The only thing worse than the way he quit would have been him getting on the stool quitting. He
I mean,
quit.
Marcus
Man.
Brown is like a Jeff Lacey, honestly. Like, that's really what he is.
You think he's Jeff Lacey? He can box better than Jeff Lacey, but he a quitter.
Yeah.
At least Jeff went the whole 12 with Calzaghe. This guy quit.
Yeah, that's true.
Quit. And he quit against Pascal too. Quitter. Quitter. But he be fighting the heck out of that girl though.
Oh no. Oh,
He done did a
That's
triple
horrible,
hitter
man.
with her.
What?
He
Wait.
fought her 3
Talk
times.
to he beat on some women?
Yeah,
Yeah,
a couple
yeah.
times. Jumped on the same girl.
That's why he stopped boxing
Oh
because
wow.
he had some legal
Yeah.
issues.
Had
In New
some
York,
legal
he had
issues
to.
trying to beat up on women.
He had
Yeah.
Oh,
to,
And
that's foul, bro.
then went in there against that mountain white boy and quit.
That's horrible.
Fought that girl right hard and then quit against that white boy.
You saying he used all his energy on her?
All of it.
God.
That's
Coward.
horrible, man.
Marcus
That's
Coward
yeah.
Brown.
Wow.
Coward.
It was
Yeah.
funny too because we were
Man, get a title fight. Get a title fight and you quit.
It was funny because
Quit on one knee shaking your head. You supposed to be a warrior. He on one knee doing this. Shaking his head.
Getting beat the hell up.
Marcus, don't you want to fight? Mm-mm.
That's why you were
I don't want to know.
Marcus.
It was funny. It was funny because during the live stream, I was getting angry for the same reason. I was like, "This motherfucker had better be half blind." He took a few shots to the body, and all of a sudden, he just got down on his knee and said, "Nah, I'm gonna fight." And our man was like, "Stall him out, stall him out." I was like, "Nah, I'm fucking pissed." You sat here, had this nigga wounded, couldn't even see out of both eyes, covered in blood, and you sat here and you, as opposed to jumping on him, you fucking quit like a bitch. God damn it, I was so angry.
I was so
Quit.
Okay, let me ask y'all this since we're talking about light heavyweights. Did you see the Buatsi Craig Richards fight?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
I
did,
watched that
man.
week.
What do you
That's
think
Hey,
about them? What do you
Them
think
boys
about
better
them?
stay. They better continue to stay domestic fighting. Stay domestic,
Man, let me tell you, man.
Josh
That's
not
Buatsi.
world.
They're not good.
I had never
He's
seen
not ready for
Buatsi
Bivol,
fight.
bro.
I had only heard of him. Okay, that's my first time watching him this past week. Because remember, I'm just getting back into really watching boxing. This is the guy they've been bragging about the Olympic bronze medal and all
the
this.
Olympic.
Bro,
He is average.
man, I be telling D Hive about these domestic fighters, man, and I
Wait,
tell him
I
all
never
the
said
time.
Boatty was good.
No, you didn't. You never said he could fight.
Never said it was good.
You right. You never say he could fight. I just told you he can't fight. Just in case you asked me about it, I
Right.
went on and told you.
Yeah, I
Them
did.
guys
Virgil
not-
Hunter, man.
Virgil Hunter-
Yo, bro. You don't
Yeah,
care
he-
about your reputation at all, huh? He just don't care.
Virgil
He'll
Hunter's
take
on
whoever.
fraud watch. After the
My
Tony Yoka.
goodness.
No, for real.
Yeah.
After the Tony Yoka blowout, I'm like, Virgil.
Hey,
you
hey, look,
suspect,
man.
dog.
Training him? What?
Hey, let me tell y'all something, man.
Virgil
There are
Hunter was
trainers
training
out
Tony?
there.
Uh-oh,
There are
uh-oh.
trainers. There are trainers out there that be, living off of,
One
past
boxer.
glory with guys that would have been an all-time great with me or you
No matter what.
as their trainer. You get what I'm saying?
You
talking
I mean, look at the long history of
the Bomac
Virgil.
effect.
I mean, look at the Amir Khan fight. Amir quit. Look at him when he trained.
Virgil Hunter has been Amir Khan's coach, huh?
Absolutely, he lost a couple times. Yeah.
Fuck.
Hey, look, man. I'm just telling y'all, man. These gotta be frauds, man. They get up there and talk that good talk and all that stuff, man. And he talk
Shit.
good jive talk too.
What the troublemaker talk about now?
He coached Barrios. He coached Barrios too.
Yeah, he coached Barrios.
Oh,
You talk about bad coaches.
Yeah.
So what do you think about Rolly coach?
Man,
I'm gonna tell y'all what he is.
I don't even know who the fuck that dude is.
I'm about to say he like some physical fitness trainer or something. He don't even look like a real boxing coach.
Nigga work at a
look,
high school
man.
gym.
I believe that him and y'all boy is could be the same coach. What's your man? Your man down Texas? That trained Earl Spence to all them knockouts.
Derek James.
Oh shit, no, he talking about Blu-ray.
Blu-ray.
Oh,
Him and Blu-ray is the same guy, basically, man. Same guy, man.
Oh no.
Same guy, man. I trained Earl Spence to all these knockouts, man. He got all these knockouts. He ain't got no knockouts since he ain't been with me. Man, go right in there and knock out Ugas. So that's what I'm saying, man. These guys, man. I mean, look at Rolly. Like, look at Rolly hit the bag, just box, whatever. Why would you even run your mouth? I don't care if Rolly knock Tank out or whoever out. The way that guy fight, you are a fraud for even putting your name attached to helping this guy box. That guy can't fight, man. That guy has nothing, no technique at all. Why would you want to?
I don't understand what people are talking about.
I can't even name a single thing. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I don't understand what people are talking about when they're like, "Yo, man, Rolly could knock Tank out." Like, what boxer are you watching?
It's a
This guy's
lucky,
gonna get
a
smoked
lucky
in
punch.
like 3 rounds. He has
That's
no
exactly
shot.
what they're saying. They're like a lucky punch. He could just throw wild and either elbow Tank in the eyeball and get a DQ.
Bro. I don't like them type of fans. Like, they don't feel like they don't try to really educate, like try to break down a fight. They just be like, "Oh, he just gonna get lucky."
Right.
He gonna get lucky.
Right. Hey, Art man, I'm glad you're right here, man. I'm about to get up out of here, bro. But I was just, saying next week, I know that you and your man gonna be chopping it up out there in St. Paul, man.
Oh, Minnesota.
Oh, who we talking about? Talking about Slim?
Yeah, you and Slim, man. Y'all gonna fire one up together, man. So I want you to take some pictures on that one. Yes, sir, bro.
They both gonna catch cases.
Nah, I ain't trying to catch no case. I got a baby on the way. I'm chilling.
Yeah. Stay out of trouble,
All
bro.
right, man. Y'all guys take it easy, man.
See you
All right,
later,
have a good
Julius.
one,
Sure, Julius. It was good to hear from you again, man.
You too, my brother.
Yeah. But y'all stay safe too. I gotta get up out of here my damn self. I've been here for a minute.
All right, bro.
All right, for sure. Y'all have a good one.
He
All
said.
right.
You too.
All right, thanks for having me on.